chat, press the big go live button, and then we're good to go. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to day 6. I think we're on day 6 of playing War Hospital, and it is chapter 3. It's going to be a bit of a funky chapter 3 is this one. Let's load it up and we'll see what this save looks like. If you're following yesterday, you'll know exactly what I mean, but I will just wait and see what this looks like when we get into the game. So, welcome back. Welcome back. Let me just set the chat window a bit better there. Hey, Catherine, Flips von Fipsenstein. Awesome name. Kron, Jason, and everyone else who has returned to watch me bumble my way through War Hospital. Right.
German counter-offensive is planned on our part of the front line. HQ's orders are to hold the line and prevent the enemy from breaking our defences.
At all costs, no doubt. Okay. So, as you were aware from yesterday's stream, the game would not pass from Chapter 2 to Chapter 3 without breaking down. However, if I selected Chapter 3 as a start point for a new game and loaded in, it seemed to carry everything over that I'd done in Chapter 2. So we're going to just confirm that now we've loaded in and the game's had a day to rest. And I don't know if there won't have been any hotfixes. But the healing page is exactly as we left it. We didn't have any of the top tier enhancements here. We had got that, but not the 8-hour shifts. And we hadn't done amputations or low pressure gas tanks. So that looks exactly as I had it upgraded. This is the same. Oh, we've just started. That was the thing we just started at the beginning of Chapter 3. The staff lodging amenities for better rest. Because we get a ton more resources now in Chapter 3. So we need to also upgrade the warehouse. Otherwise they'll all go to waste. Page looks the same. It's looking good, eh? The production tree, which is... I don't know if it's just me, but I go blind looking at this page. Because everything's in yellow. And all the symbols look the same. Almost, apart from the canteen. But I would love it if they had different symbols or at least different colours or just anything to differentiate between these when we're looking through. But that's how it was yesterday, so that's good. The scouting was how it was. The weird thing... Alright, the medics are exactly as they were, which is great. And there's no more dead awaiting burial, which is excellent. They've been dealt with. Let's instantly go to... You like to work in the graveyard, put you on a 12-hour shift. We do have a nice amount of medics. We're going to put some... Would prefer to work in the cemetery. Okay. I'll put them in the cemetery. For now. Would prefer not to work in the casualty station. They want to work on 8-hour things. Prefer to work in the casualty station. Not to work in the dressing station. That's fine. Would prefer to work in the cemetery. Well, I've got 2 that would prefer to work in the cemetery. And 1 as specialist working in the cemetery. So, what we're going to do is put that in there. Put everyone on 12-hour shifts. And as you have no preference... I think they also have a thing which reduces their effectiveness when working with other people. But I'm not 100% sure on that. And we'll just put them on 12-hour shifts for now. And some of these are now boosting morale. Which is fine. And we're going to try and boost that up for the disasters that come later. The pics of the characters are different. Yeah, the nurses were different yesterday. Let's see. It's got them... No, it hasn't got them back. I saw this one and this one. I thought, oh, they're back. But no, the rest have all come from the same village. They've all come from Royston Vasey, I think. If you've never heard of Royston Vasey, look it up, Google it, and go and watch the League of... Is it the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? That show? It's a local village for local people, let me just say that. The levels of med supplies were maxed out at the end of the last live play, but now they seem to be at your original Chapter 2. I'm not sure about those. This supply was maxed out at the beginning of the game because they do get a new chapter, but I spent it to do the housing upgrade. And as for these, the food's definitely gone up. And it could be... This looks about right, doesn't it? It could be a whole lot worse. Let's just say that. It could be a whole lot worse. We do have limits on how much of these we can store, so I'm not going to put anyone into building these. I can't remember... Oh, it tells me on here. So we can store more food, and we can store more alcohol. So, let's have a look. He'd like to work in the pharmacy. He'd prefer not to work in the pharmacy. So, again, we're just going to bank this morale. He'd prefer not to work in the engineering depot. He'd prefer not to work in the engineering depot. We can cheese this. We can totally cheese this. Right. So, we put them on 12-hour shifts, but we put them both on shift... Oh, no, that will change over after 8 hours. I'm thinking they'll never do any work. It'll be brilliant. They'll always be happy. I mean, I do probably need to build some more of these up, so I'll leave them in there. Thought we had one more guys that were called Frank. There's a Frank Carter. You're right, there's a Frank Parker as well. So we've got 2 Franks. To be frank, we've got 2 Franks. All med stats were green and max, apart from basic surgical supplies, which were showing as 108. This is the save game from when I got into Chapter 3 yesterday. So I'm happy to continue from this. It is... Maybe some resource numbers are different. The issues that we had going from Chapter 2 to Chapter 3 at the end of 2, I'm happy to change a few resources if it gets us in there with all the base improvements and upgrades, as it were. So I'm happy to go with this, I think. Hey again, Katie. Still frigid in the USA, freezing cold. -13 Celsius, predicted to warm to a balmy -5 later today. We had, in parts of the UK, it got to -13 overnight, but it's quite rare for the UK to get that cold, to be honest. The only time in my part of England, northeast England, it got that cold would be about 2010-11, the winter there. It was an unusual freeze. Got down to -20 around here overnight one night. And it's like a really long winter. It lasted from November through to April. And it was just like snow nice the entire time. And the snow just built up and up and up. It was really weird. Where are the Clare twins? They were medics, I think. There they are, Lucian Clare and Jonathan Clare. I recognise them because he's got a tin hat rather than, and one's got a flat cap. So they're all in there. We've got the same scout leaders, but we lost a scout team as part of one of the things, so... Nothing's very clear, is it? Doesn't tell me how many scouts there are. Oh, there's 2. So, technically, I could take one out and put a scout in. Could I do that? Put one in there. And get 2 scout teams. They won't be able to... They won't gather as much stuff. I might do that. I have a feeling that's going to be a bad idea, actually. Let's just leave that alone. Okay, so we're good to go, as far as I know. Right, so we're on pause. We've got a major building effort going on, and we have some casualties in the clearing station. So,
any reinforcements?
Well,
No, sir. HQ has decided to make a push on the other parts of the front, north from here, in an effort to break the German defense line.
I understand.
Sir, HQ asks if we can send any reinforcements for the attacking forces.
good luck.
Reinforcements? We can barely hold the line now. If the Germans are planning a massive attack, HQ should send reinforcements to us!
I quite agree.
Lieutenant Colonel. But sadly, we will have to make do with what we have.
Okay, we've got somewhat...
If HQ sees a chance of ending this war with that offensive, we should hold our part of the front line as long as they need. Maybe this bloody war will end soon.
We have... HQ's gathering forces for a major offensive. Our orders are to survive German attacks on our own. Send reinforcements if we can. We might be able to. So, this is... is it Laura? Laurie? Let's go Laura. Laura Pelletier of Belgium. Press your careful consideration the case of Laura Pelletier. She's already given her husband and 3 sons to this war. We should not ask her to give her also a life. I also received a request from her younger sons, Jacob and Gaston, who offered to work in the hospital to repay for the medicine and treatment. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We need to make sure we've got housing for whoever they are. They might come as engineers. I think that would be the most likely. So we've got a few people not looking too well here. We're going with the 3s first to get them in. And then also anyone who's got 2 downward chevrons and is going to degenerate very quick. Good lord, we've got some seriously ill. Oh, he's really bad. He's only a 1 star, but he will degenerate. So let's set some rest times. We don't want any exhaustions here. Wow, that's kicking off really early then, isn't it? These are thankfully okay. So this is going to use instantly. I am out of meds. So let's go over to the engineering assignments and change this. You prefer this loaded? It shows no gaming exploiting play, and this is all achieved by your own cunning. Cunning or lack of cunning. This is where we got to. Engineers we want, isn't it? So we prefer to work in the pharmacy. We are gonna have to do this. And as long as these guys have no preference, this is going to start using all this stuff up. So the burn stuff is, or the chemical stuff is actually okay at the moment, and we are going to have to kick some materials out here. Let's hope this can hold off. We're definitely going to have that. Right, okay. And there's no one in here yet, so we're going to have to start filling this up. There's an attack coming in pretty quickly.
Sir, may I inform you that I left a personal recommendation note?
I think we've seen that one. Yeah, we have. It's the VIP there.
One of the patients who was recently brought to the casualty clearing station.
You wouldn't say cunning, more like luck. I think you probably nailed it on the head there. There's no one waiting in the trenches, which is great.
Sir, medics reached the cemetery.
The ones in the cemetery shouldn't have any work to do.
Sir, new patient arrived.
This is mad. This is a huge influx of patients right at the start. Oh. Wait a minute. I'm sure we had more that were listed as stable when I put them in here, and they seem to go to good from putting them in, which I'm not complaining about. But maybe it's our nurses? Maybe? I don't know. Stable. We'll put the stable ones in. I do really want the good ones going through first, but I guess stable patients have priority. This is a local field hospital for local soldiers.
New patient arrived.
Oh, God. This is bad. So we don't have the low-pressure gas tanks. We don't have the sodium hypochlorite wash, so we just follow normal procedure. This is... Okay, all right. So, complications of influenza, we provide additional supplies, and we get morale rises. And it appears the patient's ribs are completely shattered. I fear the costal bone fragments may have entered the bloodstream. I would like to perform a longer, more complicated procedure. Yes. Which might affect... Oh, we've had some good news as well.
Patient arrived.
And this is an infection. He responds well to medicine, so at the cost of 1 more medicine, he gets a shorter rehab time. I need to slow that down already, because that's gone mental. The need... I feel like there almost needs to be... Look, this has just changed. Time has passed on, so maybe that's why it's gone down. I would expect it to go down. I swear this went up from when we first went in. I do have 12 points for extra staff. I do, but I can't get the trauma specialists or the doctors because I don't have the wards built. So it'd be hiring bog standard staff. So I say we wait and see who needs the treatment. If I put you in there, nobody dies there. So that's good. Yeah, I think that was messed about because that operation was extended. And we've got 3 in here. Ooh, these guys are going to plummet in condition. And actually, they're good as well, so you can go on the end up there. Yeah, okay, this is going to be tough, and I have no idea which of the 3 doctors I would really need to know. So this is going to help people rest a lot faster, though. So this should help with the operations, because they'll get back to work faster. And now that's built, I can go for another big expensive upgrade straight away. Right, pause, because we have to consider our options here. So let's save first away before we make a mistake. So what's the mission? We've just received a request from HQ. Several bodies have been found nearby, likely hit by an artillery strike. HQ asks us to provide them with a burial. If we do so, they'll grant us staff permits. Yeah, so a medic team will be unavailable 12 hours. Just one medic team? Well, it makes sense to do the exhausted one, doesn't it? At the casualty clearing station. Haha! Right, let's go take another look at that. So they're out of it for 12 hours, which is fine. We have enough. We don't need anyone waiting in here. Well, they're both happy in there at the moment. I suspect this is okay. I'm surprised they're getting as exhausted as they are, as quickly as they are, but that just seems to be the way things go. Not sure what to really make of that. Good point, Kron. Thank you for the scout missions. Oh, we only have one, so I wouldn't have needed that second team anyway. Many villages have reported large groups of men sneaking under the cover of night. HQ fearing some sort of covert German operation wants the scout team to investigate. And a sign, Miles Grey.
Scouts unit has started a new mission.
And it's going to take them 24 hours, even with the dogs. There's no point ordering more scouts. So, we've done that. Let's go to the improvements. See, with the next big purchase, I can't do it, can I? I was going to go for the warehouse. But I can't do it, because I don't have the orders. Well, crap. Let's have a look at the personnel housing situation. So we need to upgrade any one of these to get an extra doctor. We've got space for engineers and nurses, not for scouts. I don't see any need for them. I'm thinking about this VIP and her 2 sons, and we're going to get someone working. I'm thinking it's going to be engineers. Could be medics. I think it's going to be engineers. So we will leave space for those. So we might be able to improve. God damn, I never thought the drafts would be the problem here. So we can't do any of these yet because I need more drafts. That's a damn shame. Increase the speed of patient rehab would be good. And that doesn't even use resources. That just use the drafts. It would be good. I feel like I want to use these up before we waste them. I've got the annoying trucks. I've got nothing for the trucks to do at the moment. You recommend to max both medics and engineers? So whichever the 3 ones go to, might even be one of each, but I think there'll be... There's 2 of them, so maybe they'll go in as a pair of medics. Maybe. We'll see what we get. And then we'll order is the others. I think an extra doctor might be useful. What can I do in production then? Oh, there might be something over here. I don't have the drafts, and this is where I'm stuck, and I won't be getting any more of those anytime soon. Damn, that is a problem. That is a problem. What's on here? Can't afford them. I don't really want nutritious rations. I would have liked that, but can't afford it. So at the moment, I'm not doing anything on the scouting. Unless I do the dogs. The dog kennel enhancement. I'm not going to get any of these drafts for ages because we need to put all the troops back in the trenches for this. So that being said, it's a damn shame I haven't got that warehouse built. So what we will do is we'll go into healing and we're going to get this one, which increases the trauma simplifications. So I'm going to improve that. It costs us nothing. And the ones that are currently resting, we'll fix that up once it's done. Which will help us in some way. But from this point on, we just need to get people through there to be able... We can order staff, but there's nothing else we can do for the upgrades. And the resources are kind of going to waste, which is a shame. More nurses and 8-hour shifts. Yeah, definite possibility. That'll stop them getting exhausted, won't it?
Sir, engineers reached the construction site.
So what's coming in? There's lots of these guys coming in. He's currently stable. I can squeeze him in there. He's dead. He's dead and everyone's dead. Just he's dead. He's only a level 1. If I put him on the end, that works for now. Try and get people in a bit faster if we can. This is going to be tricky. But yes, having the extra nurses in would be good. But we need to upgrade to the 8-hour shifts, and I need the drafts for that, so that's not going to help. But just having extra nurses would be useful. Chemical ops can wait for an extra doc. Trauma and surgery need backup ASP. Well, we'll see what comes. It's the time on this one. I've gone for the simplifications one on this one, so it might get some benefits out of that one.
Sir, new patient arrived.
God damn, that comes in fast. I guess we just drop him in the list. He's a 3-star good. He goes there. It is also about trying to get people recuperate as fast as possible. So there are some bonuses to this that we can do. We've got 24 people in here. This is only like 2 days away.
Sir, new patient arrived.
There's so many coming in. This guy's serious. Can I throw him in the list here? Right, that means we lose a stable guy at the back. Let's put the good ones back out of this for the moment. We might end up looking at someone like this chap here. This is a complicated, tiring procedure that takes a long time. We haven't got anything else that's too critical like that. So I say we take him out the list and we're going to have to already start doing this, aren't we? Denied. This is going to be tough. I can really tell this is going to be tough. Okay, I'll leave them out for now.
Sir, new patient arrived.
Yeah, an extra nurse at rehab. Jesus Christ. Let's see, I've got to send 24 soldiers to HQ. Oh my god, that's... We've got our own demands first. So, I believe it does. If you put more nurses to work in there... I want this, don't I? Nurses here. So, currently, we're getting in rehab. Rehab effectiveness +0. Oh, okay. Maybe not then. Because they're working 24-hour shifts there. And they don't need to be. I think we just need to have one on at a time. It would make sense to fill this up. Would prefer to work in the rehab centre. would like to work the second shift. Would prefer not to work in the rehab centre. Right. Take her out. She would like to work in there. Would like to work on the second shift. I can't have it both ways. That's just greedy. You are definitely in the operations ward because she speeds things up. And 12 hours. Let's put it on that way. And there was another one. And I can't remember who it was. Let's go take a look at the staff. So. Arabella Head and Ava Deeks want to be in here. But she would prefer to work in there. Tough. Would prefer to work in the rehab centre. Right, so I've got 2 people working in rehab. Switch to 1. Switch to 2. Got it. Okay, they're covered. They're both giving me morale. Oh, she was... Right, she's happy then. I've just put her back in there, haven't I? That's not the one I wanted. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need you speeding up operations. So she's moved to there. And you are on shift 2. She would prefer not to work in rehab. So I can put her over here. And you can go in there. Claire Stevens. She doesn't want to work in rehab either. So what I'll do, she has no... Well, she's no use at all at the moment, so I'll put her in there. Right, that's working fine. We just need to put her onto casualty clearing onto shift 2 for a rest. And what happens if I then put an extra nurse in there? It does. Wow. Did you see the jump in there from having 2 nurses on there? Or for adding her in? Plus 91%. Okay then, I think we found something that works from juggling these things around. I think some extra nurses would be good as well. We wait and see what the VIPs are.
Sir, nurses reached the hospital. Sir, operation was successful.
And someone's exhausted. I'm guessing it's a medic. So these guys are getting extremely exhausted in the casualty clearing station, which is a huge shame. They'd both prefer to work in the cemetery. I will need people in there before long. That's okay though. I think this is managing itself all right.
Sir, medics are on the way.
And we've got some good news.
Operation was successful.
Shorter operation. The bullet was stopped on the bone. How are we doing? Right, people have degraded somewhat. So the serious one we can get in there. And we can move him up. As long as we keep juggling away, we're fine here. I want to get the number 3s in first. So let's put you up there as well. And the good condition guys can stay at the back. That's okay. No one's going to die. Apart from the terminal one, but that's so others can live. And let's check our engineering assignments now. Yeah, this is working. They're on 12-hour shifts. I'll switch them to 24 if we can't keep up. Oh, the engineers are done. So... But I think we agreed that there was nothing else that we could do, wasn't there? Excuse me. I think we can do more alcohol. Prefer to work in the engineering depot. We'll put them on a 12-hour shift. And prefer not to work in the engineering depot. So we can put you on there. So let's see. We're stacking up morale, which is great. We've got 2 spare engineers. I could put one into there. Yeah, I should do that, actually. He's also stacking morale. Excellent. So there's just this guy. And I can put him on food. Actually, let's do that. Because these are on 12-hour shifts anyway, so they shouldn't tire. We'll just build extra rations. He's getting me morale. We can't build anything with them at the moment, so we're good. No one in CCS is working.
Engineer.
Are they on... They're on the wrong team. Well spotted, thank you very much. Thank you so much for that. Who spotted that one? Phipps, thank you for that one. I've got to make sure that the shifts are on different. The cemetery one, they're on the same shift, which is not supposed to be the case. That's okay. We're back to where it should be.
Sir, operation was successful.
So we're going to try and use as many resources as we can, because we can't get the damn warehouse built. Morale's rising, which is good. Someone complaining about being tired. Are they tired? Or is that just a bit of banter? It's just a bit of banter. It's fine. No one's tired at the moment. This rehab effectiveness has gone down. I don't know. I'm not sure why. Or why it jumped up so high.
Sir, nurses are on the way.
That's a change of shift right there. So the stable ones we need to get in. The guy who's resting, we can't afford to let him rest, sadly. Oh, this one's gone to serious. We can just bring him down the list. And... okay. Nope. Nope. He's more complicated, though. This guy needs to go through. Oh, that's another one. So are we better off letting a 2-star one go through and a 1-star guy drop out? I mean, obviously we are. I'm trying to see if I can juggle this so that they all get seen to. If we drop him down the list for a moment and then put him in next. It's another 1-star one. But these two are the same. So I put him in... he's still dead. Whichever way I do that, he's going to die, I think. Unless I can get him in there. I can't see how I can fit this in. He's a 3-star. Actually, screw that. He's supposed to be up there. He'll be exhausted at that point. As sad as it is, we've got to make decisions and move on.
Sir, nurses reached the hospital.
Brutal. It is brutal. Let's see. More good news, please. Seems the patient's body was able to fight off the infection. I can go for decreased cost, or I'll go for shorter rehab, because at the moment, we need to get people out on the lines. Otherwise, this is going to be a massacre. We've got 6 people in here. We've got 1, thankfully. Hopefully this... 20 hours. I don't think these guys are going to get back on the front line in time. No, we can see they're going after this. There's a civilian there to release from duty. So, the first fight that comes in, we are going to get absolutely brutalized.
Sir, patient
And we have
is
no
cured.
orders to upgrade the thing.
Sir, new patient arrived.
Shorter rehab, decreased cost. Or increased cost, but shorter rehab. This is going to be our only hope, I think. Normal, or what have we got? Quick detox. Is it the same thing? And no option for that. We're going to remove a foreign material. The patient has signs of molten foreign material in his burns. Probably the remains of his equipment or gas mask that melted into his skin. We will need to remove the foreign material carefully. There's no option for that, unfortunately. Deny all 1-stars using some 2-stars for morale boost if needed. The morale boost is okay. It's just that they still won't come out of rehab in time to be used to defend in the first attack. Oh, you need to be in there. We need the 3-star. Having said that, he wasn't going to die if I did it that way around, so... We've got a 2-star one that needs to come in. Yeah, this is where the game's really making me choose some very difficult choices here. Like, everyone here is now serious. And the conditions are dropping fast. We are playing on faster speed, though, so... You're serious. These 3 stars. He can fit in after there. He meant to go there. He will get seen to, so he won't die in here. That's okay. We can work with that. Yeah, so now I am stiffed because I can't upgrade, I can't improve.
Operation was successful.
Oh, this chapter 3 is going to be tough. I really suspect this is going to be very, very tough. Hey Tom, nice to see you back. Can you like grab a stretcher and a spade and come and help me out here, because we need all hands on deck at the moment. The patient has trouble sleeping and is on verge of delirium. We ruled out the concussion as the cause. I would like to take more time to find the cause of his state. This is trauma. I'm going to go for a longer operation and see how that affects things. I think it's trauma. It's okay. I mean, we're doing all right. Oh, 3-star. In first, please. You can rest there. Someone's coming as good. They are 3 stars. I'm only putting him there because he's... I don't want him to lose any if I can help it. Everyone that counts is going to be important here. And what's going on at the casualty clearing station that needs my attention so urgently? Put those onto shift 2. I think having these 2 in here... Let me have a look at the staff. I wonder if they have a debuff that tires other people. No? Okay, no, they don't. They're fine then.
Sir, medics are on the way.
Tom found loads of spades in Baldur's Gate 3.
Sir, medics are on
You've
the
seen
way.
14 seasons of VR and about 8 of ours. You'll be fine then. I never watched any of those.
Sir,
I did watch
new
Casualty,
patient arrived.
that then turned into Holby City and was filmed differently and was never quite the same after that. Excellent. A bit of good news. Shorter rehab and morale rises.
Sir, operation was successful.
So all we can do is put people into this. Although it's going to be too late for the first one. So the first one, we're going to get absolutely hammered. We'll fight it off, but the way it works, or the way it reads, and this is going to be the first battle that we haven't been at blue status for, is that we will suffer far more casualties, and that's going to be tough. Yeah, I can't get the troops out in time for the first battle. We'll be alright after that, but the first one's going to be absolutely hard as nails. I go for morale, for normal recovery. The patients are fake. No, shorter rehab. Follow the recommendation. We get him out.
Operation was successful.
We've got good morale at the moment. It's working well. I wish I could get the engineers building something awesome. I wish I could hire more doctors, but I can't build the things with the engineers, so we're kind of stuck in a loop at the moment. Patient's wound was clean, and there's a low chance that it'll get infected. Decreased cost and shorter operation. Yeah, I thought this might have happened. So we've got terminal, serious. We'll put him in there. Can I fit this serious guy in? It's a 2-hour operation. What if I put the rest after there? Okay. That's worth doing. That is so worth doing. What if I put the rest after there? He's not going to be exhausted. So we get these 3 looked at before anyone goes off shift. You're good. You just added onto the list. And you're also good. Oh, 3 stars. Good. Critical. Scary. Man, I just need...
Sir, operation was successful.
I think I could afford one of each of the new doctors. I just can't get these to build the things.
Sir, operation was successful.
Superficial damage. Understood. Who's tired? Whoop, 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 whoop. What have I done? Wrong one. Wrong one. I want this one. Is it a nurse? There's a nurse in the operating ward, exhausted. So we're getting no extra benefit. Oh, because they've gone off shift. They're resting. She will be exhausted. I tell you what, I will just switch the shifts over. And then I get 12 hours to worry about it later. This is where I'm going to need a ton of medics.
Sir, doctor is going to rest.
We've got someone soon be dead at the operating table. Did we? Oh, we did. The terminal one. He can't be saved. I mean, he's next on the list. He just can't be saved. And that's a real shame. We just didn't get there in time. More nurses would definitely help with that, I think. And they were in casualty clearing.
Sir, a message for you just arrived.
Right. I need time to stop and think. I'm going to save the game because we haven't done that in a bit. Major Wells, as our word is our bond, we want to offer our services as medic team to you and the hospital. These are the... I thought they said younger sons. But that must be the picture of the patient, the mother. So it's Jacob and Gaston Pelletier. Accept the offer. In that case, then, we're going to go for 2 nurses. Because we will get... Oh, we might not get any staff requisitions. Oh, God, do I want to do this? Because at the moment, I can't afford all 3 anyway. So that's fine. So if I go for the nurse... I'm going to do it. I'm going to hire 2 nurses. And confirm the order. We have spare medics now. Oh, let's have a look at the new ones. So, whoops. I keep going in that. I want this. So I'm guessing they're these. Oh my God. We've got a binge drink here. He works less efficiently. There's a small chance they steal alcohol and skip the shift. They work better at the cemetery, but others working with them worse. And morale decreases over time when they work. And they work slightly better at CCS. These are too hard to juggle around. Works much slower. Others working with them tire more. Isn't this really bad? Okay. Well, we have no choice over that. We'll try and put them in, I think, at the cemetery. They haven't arrived yet because the names aren't on here. There was Pelletier or something like that. So they must be walking to the staff lodging or something. They did say medics, didn't it? Hey, Halloween, nice to see you. 2 patients died after being denied treatment. Right, so at the moment, that is working as intended, I think. Actually, put you in there. Put you up there. You can rest there, and you can rest... You'll have to rest there. Can you rest there? If you're going for a rest, can you rest there? Nice. Okay, so we're going to get all those turfed out. And there's only going to be one... Let's switch those 2 around. Let's switch those 2 around. It's because someone's going for a rest. Actually, put you there. And no, you're exhausted. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That works absolutely fine. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Right, so everyone apart from this chap is going to get fixed. We get the terminal one through, if we can. Let's take a look at the medics
Doctor
again.
is starting a new shift.
They're not showing up, are they? Or if they are, they're not showing up with the name that they said they were. They were in the CCS. Oh, there they are. They've just appeared there. And they would prefer not to work there. So I'm going to put them in there. But I'm going to pull out. They would prefer to work in the cemetery. I bet they would. But let's just assign people here. Because we know what's coming now, don't we? We absolutely know what's coming now. They don't have preferences. Okay. Well, we're gonna... This needs to be priority, then this.
Sir, medics are on the way.
I just feel glad that we do actually have sufficient... Well, I wouldn't say sufficient, but a good supply of medics at the moment.
Sir, medics are on the way.
These supplies are going to dwindle, but at least we have plenty of this at the moment. Morale is looking great. Reach above 95% morale.
Cover! Artillery fire!
Esprit de corps. It's nice. I don't know. All this time, you'd think someone would have done something about those German guns across the river. Yeah. We're the ones getting nailed this time.
Sir.
Oh, it's game over. Your defences did not last the attack. That's interesting. What can we do about this? Our bottleneck is at the doctor. There's nothing I can do about that. Okay, I think what we need to do is go back to main menu. We need to do this differently then. So we're going for chapter 3. So a red battle means you are defeated, game over. So I couldn't have got enough doctors, enough soldiers out of rehab
Medics are on the way.
fast enough. So what we're doing, this is a default chapter 3.
Sir, a dispatch from HQ. German counter.
We're not interested in German counter-offensive, but thank you for the offer. Right, so let's have a look. This is just a... Let's go for the improvements. It's got where we got to. Yeah, this is exactly where we got to. So the warehouse isn't... We don't need to worry about that. So, with 17 orders and a lot of this, what we need to do... We need to either get through surgery faster, or we need to turf people out faster. The advanced dressing station, which is the rehab centre. So the rehab centre, if I did that, it's extra beds and there's +1 slots. There was a lot coming into surgery, wasn't there? So if I did that, it's a 24-hour upgrade, which we could do. So it looks like we're going to have to try this a couple of different ways. Look at the staff first. It is, don't worry about that. The staff are... I'll go on assignments, it's easier to see. They're more or less who we had before, from what I can tell. Oh, these aren't. Right, so it's changed these. That's fine, because for whatever reason... and the game is bugged and broken, we can't progress from chapter 2 to 3 on our save because it crashes. So we'll take this. We still have these two. Be interesting to see if those two nurses speeds up operations in the wards. Ava Deeks speeds up operations in the wards. So we've still got the other odd collection. Kleptomaniac. I think these are the same ones, actually. They might have got different... She's definitely a different portrait. Arabella Head is a different portrait, but she does like working in there. And who was the other one? Ava Deeks. Those two might be the same. Emily Osborne would prefer to work in the operating ward. Put them on 12-hour shifts. We need someone in rehab. Actually, we probably need 2 people in rehab. So, I would say a surgeon. Well, if we've got 2 options to do this. We can either use the surgeons that we've got and try and rehab faster, or we can try and treat the patients faster, i.e. get another surgeon, and hope that they come through rehab faster without upgrading rehab. So, we're going to do the surgeon one first. That's what we're going to try. So it means I can't order the nurse right away. So I need to go and do the assignment. I need to do the I need this is basically. And there's a hell of a good upgrade for decreasing operation difficulty after that. So this is 2 slots for surgeons. Let's improve it. And we instantly start throwing people in there. And that leaves us with 8 orders. Do you know what? We might be able to do the other one. What's the... That's the dressing station. This is the rehab centre. I need 11 for this. We should give an extra slot for nurses as well. So that's not going to happen. But there is increases speed of patient rehab by 10%. That's all those drafts gone. So this is the strategy we're trying in this one. So we can't order any nurses or doctors for 24 hours until that's built. Well, it's going to be 11 hours, so that's going to be okay. Is there an RNG in how strong the attack is? There could be, and also in the timing of the attack, so we'll see. Hey, Commander Grados, welcome back. But if I've ended up with a game where I can't possibly survive the first battle in Chapter 3, then the entire playthrough's balked, and I think that's going to change my opinion when I do the review quite considerably. But we'll see. I don't mind getting beat if there's another strategy that will win for us. So, we've got to get people straight. The VIP has to go in first, because that will give us 2 medics. So, that's good. There's going to be some very brutal people. So, what we need is the level 3s. The 3 stars going through this really fast. And I'd like to go... We'll go like this. The good ones can actually wait a bit. We really do need... There's a hell of a lot in here, actually. The ones that are going to drop fast need to go in. There's so many in here, it's not... This isn't even funny. Right, we put them all on the board. And then... I think there's someone it's not letting me move there. Yeah, there's someone there. Right, let's come out of that. And go back in, see if we can then play with it. Right, so we've got everyone on. That's okay. So I want stable people being treated first. We'll leave it like that. And we'll go with that. So we're going to end up with an extra surgeon in here. Hey, Dark Knight. Nice to see you. Mark, miss you, buddy. This is for the London Fund. It'll happen one day. Is the game good? Jagged Alliance 3 level. Surely not Baldur's Gate 3 level. It's certainly not. Thanks very much, by the way, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. It's certainly not those levels. It is good of its own kind. It will be Frostpunk level of good, and Frostpunk was good. And I think about in 3 to 6 months when they fix some of the bugs and other things that they need to fix. So, yeah. It will. It's good. I've enjoyed it so far, but we'll need to see how Chapter 3 plays out, because it might be totally broken. We're trying to put 2 nurses in rehab on each shift. We'll get the extra nurses and do that, I think. So we'll try and speed the rehab up. Here, you 2 need to go in first because you're going to get bad. And in the chemical ward, And we'll do it like that. There we go. Thank you very much, Dark Knight. That's awesome. Thank you. Definitely go to the London Fund. I can't remember what the London Fund was, but it'll go to it. Right, okay. I think we're good. We just need to wait for the engineers to go at this. Tried to force the doctor to get exhausted, but not to the point of extremely exhausted. The rest does waste a lot of time, but I don't always give them full rest. So I sometimes let them come off.
Orders are to hold the line and prevent the enemy from breaking our defenses.
Any reinforcements?
No, sir. HQ has decided to make a push on the other parts of the front, north from here, in an effort to break the German defense line.
So let's
I understand.
pull through this. So the first purchase is going to be the
HQ
doctor.
asks if we can send any reinforcements for the attacking forces.
Reinforcements?
We maybe just got some bad luck on the other thing. Superficial damage.
We can barely hold the line now. If the Germans are planning a massive attack...
I'm sure they're not. Right, we need something on this as well, don't we? So actually, what do you two prefer? Would prefer to work in the engineering depot? Is there someone here? He'd prefer to work in the pharmacy. Would prefer not to work in the engineering depot. So we'll do that and put you on 12-hour shifts. Would prefer to work in the engineering depot. Well, we need some of this coming out. Would prefer not to work in the pharmacy. It's okay, I don't really want to change these. I should have looked, but we can swap them around later. Alcohol is currently okay, so we'll get the improvement built. And then we can reassign them.
Send reinforcements to us.
I agree, Lieutenant Colonel.
I totally agree.
Sadly, we will have to make do with what we have. If HQ sees a chance of ending this war with that offensive, we should hold our part of the front line as long as they need. Maybe this bloody war will end soon.
If we over-exhaust them, they take longer to rest. As in not just the extra time from being exhausted to overly exhausted, but like it's scaled. So at least I understand it too. So we do want to be careful about over-tiring the doctors out. Christian, you haven't finished chapter 3 yet. So the last 2 days are brutal. You've got 4 different attack symbols on the timeline on top of the screen before the final one.
Sir,
I didn't even survive the first
inform
attack.
that I left a personal recommendation note with one of the patients who was
I think, he's stable. He's 2 stars. We'll put him in there. Behind the 3-star one. And more in the chemical ward.
recently brought to the casualty
Yeah, I didn't
clearing
even
station.
survive this one. It was absolutely unbelievably bad because I can't get the soldiers out in time. And that might be the case here as well. I'm going to try and doctor it this time. It's a day and a half to the first one. Take more careful approach, longer operation. Oh, this patient suffering from cardiac arrest and we need to reanimate him. I fear the patient's heart will not withstand the procedure. Just have to do it, sadly. Okay, go to personnel. Because we've got the staff orders now. So as long as I leave 6 for the surgeon, I can get the 2 nurses now. And we can do those sooner. And what's this? This is the send a medic to bury the bodies. For 12 hours, yeah, we can afford a medic. We'll send the one that's collapsed. That sounds like the way to do this. Right, what's happening with the medic teams in here? Oh, they're supposed to be on 12-hour shifts. That's my bad then. We've got no one working in the cemetery. I'll leave someone in the cemetery because very soon there will be. I prefer not to work in... Actually, there's some that prefer to work in the cemetery, aren't there? Oh, no, we prefer not to work in the cemetery. Okay. Doesn't have preferences. And would like to work on shift 2. That's fine. They've got grave digging specialities, so I'll just put them in there. As long as there's someone in, it's okay. And we don't need these, actually, so we will put them... As long as it's not working in the cemetery, they'll be fine. There's a lot of people who really don't want to work in the cemetery. So we need to switch some of these. There, he wants to work on shift 1. As long as he's not in the cemetery, that's okay. And one more. That one. So we've got 3 and 3 on there. And that's that. We didn't need to put anyone. I don't like leaving it empty, though. So we don't need to, but there's no real... Well, actually, no, there's no need to at all. So I'll do a 12-hour shift here. Oh, I could put them in there. There's no one to bury either, for that matter. Well, no, I'm going to leave one person in the cemetery. Because if... No, we have a morgue. We have a morgue, so it's not going to block anything up. We'll put them all in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, okay. You watch, they'll still get exhausted. I bet they still get exhausted. And there's 2 nurses on the way who are probably going to go straight into there. Oh, we didn't get to upgrade the rest buildings for the staff, did we? So we're not going to get the improved rests, which is going to be a shame. Engineers have just finished their first assignment. So I now can't build anything. And I don't get the improved trauma stuff, which is unfortunate. However, we can get building on this. We'd like to work. He doesn't have preferences, so he goes in there for now. So, out of the ones to the left, he'd prefer to work in engineering. So, we're producing alcohol on a 12-hour shift, and that's fine. He'd like to work the first shift in the 8-hour system. We prefer to work in the engineering depot. We prefer not to work in the pharmacy. Everyone's far too fussy. I can't do them all, so it's just we do need morale things going off. Oh, hang on though. If these people... Screw it. I'll reorder them when these guys come off that project. Okay, so this is our next strategy. Let's see if this works. Hey Stuart, if you put more nurses in rehab, they'll heal quicker. They will, but I'm trying to get. I've got the ones in here to get the operation speed down at first, and I've got 2 more nurses ordered that are going into rehab. So there we go. We're going to take all the ones that get shorter rehab here, even at the cost of more parts. Do we get more? Yes, we do. Morale and rehab. So we just need to see if we can survive the first battle, because that's going to be the challenge. Right. They're out in 12 hours. At least these are +3s. But if we can't get them out before this, then it's over. Does preference impact performance for the workers? It doesn't, but what it does do is it raises morale overall, and that then has a knock-on effect for people's efficiency at working. So it says, anyway. Well, I'm not sending 24 reinforcements anytime soon, that's for bloody sure. The operation was surprisingly easy and allowed the operation team to gain more faith. Morale rises. So the more morale we can get, the better everything will run. Holy shit! I didn't see any notifications for that coming in. I don't think we can treat him. No. I didn't think so. These are tiring and difficult operations. Would he live if I put him in there? So the rest is going on extremely exhausted. And we'll put your rest at that one. And you can go on stable. He's dead. Okay, so which of the 2 that we want here? He's the more... This is the one causing a problem. That is a tiring and difficult operation. As is that one, but he's 2 stars. So, I'm sorry, Alfred Norris. I don't remember the chemical ward being quite so brutal last time. And on the trauma ward... We'll come to that. I don't like the look of that. We'll come to that in a minute. Right, okay. So the trauma ward is like holding steady at the moment. I guess we want faster treatments. This is just very slow. There's not much we can do. On the surgery ward, unless I can get someone in... that makes no difference. What about if I switch those two round? So he dies there. What if I put that there? Right, I can get to there. As long as the 3 stars, we've got another critical. This feels worse than last time, to be quite honest. Hey, Patrick, how is the game? Brutally hard in places, buggy in others, generally good and satisfying when it's working right. A-Cup plays. Welcome to the stream, by the way, and thanks for the comments on the videos earlier. You're really hooked on this game? Yeah, I feel like I've now hit a level of puzzle that I'm thinking if I'd done things differently about 15 hours ago, it might lead to a better outcome here. Don't know how the performance affects them. It's really difficult to get... well, and it's hard to get much info on the stats at all. It does say morale improves performance and lowers performance if it goes too low. But it's really hard to see how it does. And all these perks, it says improves their working, makes them more efficient, or they work better. It's hard to really gauge how those activities improve their work efficiency. Like for the medics, they're transporting patients from one place to another. How does that work efficiency make them transport faster? Does it make them work faster? I don't know. These sort of things aren't very... they're certainly not made obvious. So who's going to go? That's a 5-hour operation for someone who's critical. He's not going to survive it. So instead we need to put like a 3-star critical in instead. And there's a 2-star critical here. 2-star serious anyway. And I think we're going to have to drop him out, unfortunately. And there's critical. We just can't deal with it, sadly. I'm trying my best and we can't deal with you. So at that point, we'll put the 2 good ones in. Because I suspect there's more. There's more in... Since reloading, I've had to put more in here than I did before, for sure. I have absolutely no doubt about that. You can see their running speed change significantly when they're more or less effective with the medic teams, can you? I've not noticed, but it's then hard to see which ones are which, just without going and chasing each one down. This is still going to be tough. Right, that might mean we survive the first battle. I need those nurses. When are they coming? We've got personnel. Wait, are they here? Right, they're here. So, oh, this isn't good. This really isn't good. Would prefer not to work in the operating ward. Right. And she doesn't have any preference. What if I put that on 24 hours? 178%. But let's see if it makes any difference to these here. They're going to exhaust like that very quickly, aren't they? She doesn't have a preference. She doesn't want to work in rehab. I've got to take them out before we have a problem. So the operating centre is not working hugely efficiently. And with that sort of bonus, well, let's see if that does make any difference. Morale rises from an easy operation. But at the same time... Oof, the patient is in a state of catatonia. He is not responding to any method of examination, and I fear that we will be able to help him if we do not use stronger treatments. We don't have anything, unfortunately. So, we've got to declare him unfit for combat. Sadly. More for rehab and operating ward. I wish I could get more. I'm saving up for a surgeon now, which will be done very soon. The operation was surprisingly easy. Morale rises. Thank you. It's going to drop a lot before long. Patient's torso was pierced with the bayonet. You're going to have to follow operating procedure for that one, unfortunately. Yes, this has moved. This has drastically moved. Let's see what the situation is, because this could be... Having said that, I feel like at the moment we might get through this without the additional surgeon. So would it be worth now... Okay, so what I need to do is save the game here. It doesn't matter what save. I can't give it a name, unfortunately. I wish I could. So the time is 15:42. I'm trying to think of a significant event that went off in the year 1542, but it's beyond my historical knowledge. So, yeah, the rehab boost is massive, Cron, because I've got them working 24-hour shifts. So they're all working in rehab. And that's gonna wear thin real quickly. I could switch them over. She doesn't have a preference. I could do a 12-hour shift. It goes back to 93. As long as they're before this. And that'll stop them exhausting as well. You need to go back there. Actually, you need to go back there. And who's Emily Osborne? Oh, I can't put any more in there. So that's maxed. So we've got 4 nurses. And whether I run them on 24-hour shift or 12-hour shift, there's nothing more I can do there. I wish I could put more into here. You know what? Maybe I can. No, she speeds up operations, so she needs to be there. Because if I have more in here, I think the patient's state does improve. So I've got a choice now, folks, and I'm going to ask your opinions on this. Let's just pause the action. There's a battle coming in. I've got the staff points to order either 2 more nurses. No, I can't do the nurses because I've got no housing and I can't build any housing. So that settles that. It's okay. We don't need to. We don't need to ask the question. But if we had housing, would 2 more nurses be more useful than 1 extra surgeon? Because the 2 nurses we could put in the casualty clearing station to decrease the rate at which casualties degraded, therefore allowing the 3 surgeons effectively more time before we had critical and serious and dead people. We can't do that because we don't have the houses. But it would have been interesting whether doing that over buying an extra surgeon was a better value. Time to send all workers into overtime? Probably. It's only 24 hours away. Your successful strategy has been to consider reject patients based on their point value per bandage. A 1 chevron soldier with a 5 bandage operation is low priority. Yeah. It's a shame you have to think about them like this, but if we can get this to green, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. That's okay. I'm not going to go for 24-hour operation yet, because we'll need to do that when that kicks off. We don't have much time. So I think... Okay, so it looks like the rehab improvements and the extra nurses were the way to go on this one. You think the nurses are better? They worked out better for you because you used them to increase the success rate of each operation. I wish I could get more of all these. I guess the game is set up such that you can't upgrade everything to max necessarily. So you have to pick a strategy and go with it. And I can get behind that. I'm just going to see what's going on with the medics. They're away for another 4 hours, which is okay. No one else is needed. So at the moment, that's fine. Panic over for now. Just for now. Until the next one. Yeah, 4 hours still to get that surgeon. I'm going to get the surgeon. I am. 3 patients died. But we're managing them. So at the moment, we're okay. Can I get him done? No, he's exhausted. I don't want him to go overly exhausted. If we can help it. He is exhausted, but he can do another 4 hours after this. And get those guys out. And then that's cleared. That's fine then. You've limited your med supplies, especially your bugged out save where you couldn't get more stuff, so you amputated 50 people. I haven't amputated a single one. I've never upgraded the amputation thing. I always felt like I had more urgent pressing needs for my resources than upgrading that. Wound was clean, the shards were removed, a shorter operation. Excellent. I would love to see this go blue, but we'll survive on green. Come on, engineers. It's a shame I can't order the doctor in advance so he arrives just as that gets finished. I'd love to know what that sound effect means. It does that weird, waily sort of noise. There's no one in there, but they're not needed in there at the moment, and there's no one so far in this. Just checking, because the game doesn't always tell you everything you need to know. I like how the ambulance drove like all the way around here to go from there to there. Come on, it's nearly done, it's nearly done. We've got another +3. Oh, he arrives just in time. We're blue. Excellent. And as we're going blue, I'm not going any more than that. We're starting to send people to HQ so I can get some other things built. And also, there's a thing for sending... Was it 24 soldiers? 24. It looks like we made the right choice. Come on, this is nearly done. Shorter rehab and morale rises. High spirit. Excellent. I'm liking this. We're doing so much better this time around. When do these guys come in? I never saw the notifications for that. They're 3 stars, so we throw them in. They're both 3 stars. We want there. Can we get more? I don't want an extremely exhausted one. Okay, we'll not push our luck because the doctors are going to be really pressed very soon. 3 minutes. And pause. Construct surgical ward enhancement 3. Oh, I'll just click this one first. Seems our diagnosis was accurate. We could perform a more adjusted operation instead of a normal one. Adjust the procedure to ease the doctor. Right, we can now order. And this is where it's... things are going to make the difference, I suppose. We're going in on this. We're having another surgeon. If it's the wrong choice, and all the casualties that come in from this battle are trauma and chemical ward, then I should probably have saved the game. I'll save the game now, because it's possible that we can cancel that order, I think, before he arrives. You got the Steam achievement called "It'll cost you an arm and a leg." That is a bit dark humour. It is quite a sensitive subject of war casualties and stuff. And so the game, it doesn't treat it too lightly, I think. I was worried it might, but I don't think it does. Administer the normal dosage of the antidote. Or administer a smaller dosage. No, we get shorter rehab on this. 10 hours off that is good. So there is an improvement I want to build with 1 order. Now that the engineers are free, we can shift this around a bit. So we could churn a few foods over, just for the sake of doing it. We can get more alcohol produced. So you want to work in engineering, you want to work in engineering. You want to work the 2nd shift. And these guys don't have any preference. We prefer not to work in the pharmacy. So that's fine. We can do that now. So someone with no preference, you can go in there. And we'll switch those over. So there. He would prefer to work in engineering. We prefer. He just doesn't want to work in the pharmacy. Oh well, I can't please everyone. And so we should probably. This is just running 12-hour shifts at the moment. I'd love to get that unlocked. I have no idea if I will ever get that option, but we'll boost resources there. And as you've got nothing to do, you can go into food. For the moment, food isn't a problem or a priority, but it's spending some of these because we have more freight than we can use. And extra food, you know, we may as well bank it for later. Right, we have not long before the big push, but we've gone blue, so what I might do is leave those folks in there and then see what happens. I don't have to spend them yet, so it's okay. We're going to see what happens with the battle, and I can choose to spend them afterwards. Decrease supplies cost. Yeah, let's go decrease supplies cost, because I feel like it'd be nice to boost that up, and I also feel like the doctors are coping with their workload right now. Put that on there. Tired, exhausted. That one's rested. It's okay. We've got this covered at this point until that fight kicks off.
Sir, a message for you just arrived.
Did it? Oh, this is the free medic team. Yeah, accept the offer. Excellent. So they go straight into... These guys are bad. Where are they? Where are they? They went straight into here, didn't they? I can't see them. They don't have the same names as normal. That was maxed out before. Maybe they haven't arrived yet? Technically? Oh, I didn't put the scouts on a bloody mission. Yeah, thanks, because we reloaded. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, let's... That one. Assign. I forgot about that. And we've got this. Patient is experiencing severe rheumatic pains. There's not much we can do for him, but we could provide him with some mild painkillers that could ease the pain for a while. Add rheumatism treatment to this rehabilitation schedule. Longer rehab, 48 hours. Oof. Painkillers. Let's give him some painkillers. It costs 6, but 48-hour rehab when this is coming is... No, it's just not on. Let's take another look at that assignment. Staff. Right, so they're counting on there. And they're right, so they are here. It says they're at the clearing station. I can't see those names in there whatsoever. That's why, because... Okay, so they couldn't actually fit in. But they were there, but they couldn't actually physically fit in. So it's okay. It's not bugged. It kind of was bugged, but we've got them. That's the main thing. Everyone from here is about to get thrown into the advanced dressing station, by the way. So we do need to make sure... Actually, you can stay off there. And we're going to make some adjustments when that fight comes in. New med staff were in the middle with the French helmets. No, that was an old one. That was the Claire twins from Chapter 1, I think. Alright, dare we do this? Let's speed up. So at least we found a way of getting this ready. Let's see. Bullet passed through the patient's body without causing major damage. One of the lucky ones. It's an awful thing when you think about it, isn't it? Bullets passing through your bodies. All the bits that they can hit on the way through. All the various organs and intestines and everything else. We have 2 staff points. What are we going to do with 2 staff points? Patient exhibits strong tendencies for vengeance towards enemy combatants, blaming them for the death of his comrades. We could use this feeling as fuel and speed up his recovery, but it could have unforeseen consequences. I mean, I can really see that coming back to bite us as he just goes loony on the front. But use his need for vengeance during treatment. He gets shorter rehab, but lower chance for the wound to not heal fully. Oh, hang on. It lowers the chances for the wound to not heal fully. Hang on, we've got a double negative there. So it's lower chance of it not healing. That's better. Okay, that seems like a good thing to do. I'm going to take the exhausted nurse off. And we better switch one on to shift 2. I would like more in here. So with 2 points, let's go and take a look at the personnel orders. What could we get for 2 points? We could have 1 engineer or a medic. Wait, it says I've got full scouts, but I don't think I have because 1 died. I can't do anything with the other team anyway, so it's irrelevant. I guess I could take 1 scout from the other team and put it into this one, to the spare one. The way bodies are built, it'd be amazing a bullet misses something vital. Yeah, it is. They can. It's just... I guess everything in there is pretty important, but maybe not all vital. If you had to be shot anyway, you'd take the shoulder. Shoulder's a complicated joint. If it goes through the joint, there's like, because it's got such a range of motion, and I'm a bit of an expert on this after my own injuries. I don't know. I'd say the arse cheeks if I had to be shot anywhere. You have to lie in your front for a month while it recovers, but I'm not... Yeah, it's not like I'd want to pick a place, exactly. It'd be a bit of an embarrassing injury to explain. So we could, if I wanted to, pick up another medic team. It'll leave me with 1 staff requisition point. The engine... Yeah, let's do it, because it's going to kick off. I'm just going to burn that, because I can't think of anything better to do with it. Patient's wound was unexpectedly clean, and there's an extremely low chance. Decreased... yeah, omit closing it for shorter operations. We're doing it on the cheap. You come out of resting. Oh, God. Oh, hang on, hang on. There's a 3 up there. And then a 2. And then we're done. We are done. So we've got through them. So this guy arrived, which is welcome news. We don't need to exhaust you. You are well rested, so we'll put a rest at the end of there. Okay. The trauma's doing well. Get shot in the earlobe? It'd have to be... It's a very small and specific place, isn't it? As long as it didn't hit anything else on its way past. Try to use the second scouts, because the missions give you drafts. I've got nothing for the second scouts at the moment. There's nowhere for them to go. I've only got this, and there's a mission assigned. But we can remove a scout from one and put it into the second team if it unlocks more stuff. You take a Forrest Gump injury. It seemed to work out well for him, didn't it? Do the procedure by the book for shorter rehab. Yep, I'll take that one. That's priority. And this is easy operation. Just a bonus. We have 99% morale. I just want to take a moment just to savor this. 99%. I wonder if there's an achievement for hitting 100. That's quite good so far. I feel like I might save these until the battle, because we're not desperate. We don't have to get rid of them. And then we can quickly stock up ready for the next battle, and we'll see how far away we are from getting the drafts. %99 is max. Ah, can you not get to 100? That would be awesome. There's a little bit of the bar that's not covered. Alright, so the game is... It's not brutalizing me at the moment. We have supplies coming in. Someone died during the operation. That's a shame. Well, there goes... No, it's stuck at 99. That's okay. The medics have changed shift. And I think we now have someone needed on the graveyard shift. So that's okay. That's okay. Oh, wait. No. Whoa, wait. Things have changed. Things have changed. Why do things change? The nurses have just all switched over. Right, you need to go in there. So that battle has just suddenly got tougher again. Oh, some of these aren't going to get... This is going to be annoying. They're not going to release in time for that battle, are they? So let's put you back in there. Can we not scroll? We can. Okay, so there's a +2. That's it. We're back on track. And we'll save the rest. I could put the nurses on 24-hour shifts in rehab now, actually. She works better in the operating ward because she reduces operation time. Emily Osborne. She wants to work there, but it's tough. I'll put her in there. We've got 2 people and 24 hours. Boom! 270%. That's the way to do it. That is definitely the way to do it. And then we can actually reduce that onto 12-hour shifts after the battle if we can fill it back up ready for this one quick. So, you might see this update once the nurses all arrive. Because I think some of them have to come back again because we moved them out. As in, they went back to rest to the lodgings. The bullet passed through. 2 patients died during operation. Alright, that's a little bit unusual and unlucky. High spirits. Excellent. A good news story. I don't like the fact that that battle rating changed. Went from blue to green. It might be because the shift changed and that temporarily stopped rehabbing and the soldier wasn't going to come out in time. Could that have been it? That would make sense. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. Right. Pause. Pause. We have 1 draft. We're going to spend it. I'm going to upgrade. There's this cost. Oh, no, it costs 5. Damn. Okay. I don't think there's anything that costs... Well, there is stuff that costs 1. There's a chemical ward for the low-pressure gas tanks. It does give me an option, but the patients are then unfit for combat. And there's the amputation ward. Or amputation tools. I'm going to save it. I want this. I could do with that, couldn't I? The fluoroscope decreases operation difficulty by 50%. That's huge. Rehab measures allow you to send soldiers to the trenches before they finish rehab. That might be good. There's a whole lot of things that are needed here. Increases speed of patient rehab by 25%. Tuberculosis. It'd be nice to get that rehab centre built, actually. I think we can get the orders for that, so that might be a thing to do. Alright, let's roll this on. In fact, save the game at this point. As long as we've survived the next battle, we're into new territory. We've got 13 days to survive. That's a long time. Two doctors are waiting for new assignments. Okay, well, you can come out of rest straight away and get working on those. I didn't know these had come in. I'd like a big thing to go ding ding when new patients come in, because I didn't see any of this. Right, well, we're going to get rid of that rest that you were enjoying. These are quite quick treatments, actually, so You can all rest after that. And luckily people on the chemical ward are in good condition. For now. Well rested, you can rest afterwards. Can you do one more? We'll get him like that. Okay, looking good for food, for alcohol. Supplies are just about holding steady.
Artillery bombardment. To the
Pause before that starts, and let's get these done. So, bullet pass through. Shorter recovery for faster rehab. Shorter rehab for 21 hours. That's a good one. That's from Strong Willed. And we've got a bad news one. Patient in a state of constant anxiety and experiences frequent panic attacks. As we do not know the cause or any triggers, I fear this could lead to psychosis in the near future. We could do with that pharmaceutic therapy. I'll give him prolonged recovery for extra 15 hours. And we have a doctor. So that the battle is about to take place. And this guy, Nicholas Delmotte, performs operations faster and... Oh, that's just nice, isn't it? Tires slower? That is just excellent. Let's put that in for sure. A doctor with 3 positive traits. I thought we had that before. So down at the rehab centre, the nurses are exhausted. So we're going to have to switch this down to 12 hours. And we've got to put 2 people on to rest. There's no choice with that because there's no one who can stand in. Those in the operating ward are exhausted. The casualty clearing station are just doing what they can to survive. Fluoroscope is good. You need to keep your surgeons less tired.
goats.
Here we go then. This is it, folks. Bye-bye 99% morale. Alright, so... I should have thrown the medics into the clearing station, the advanced dressing station before this was coming, knowing that it was coming.
Sir, a report from the last...
There's something to click on over there. It's probably not good news. Right, so... Would prefer to work in the dressing station. Prefer not to work in the dressing station. If we can do that, we will. Doesn't have a preference. Prefer not to work in the cemetery. Would like to work on the first shift system. Does not have a preference. I only need 6 in here, actually. We're not working in the cemetery. You're fine. Prefer not to work in the cemetery. You're also fine. And... there. So I can do that. The cemetery is okay. And we prefer not to work in there. So that's okay. And we're going to have 1 spare when they finally come back. But 24-hour shifts now. I don't need someone in the cemetery, but that will not last for very long. Alright, and what's going on here? This is Nathaniel Baloui. He's one of the engineers. So, others working with them tire faster, which is a shame. But he does decrease construction time. Others working with them tire less, which would then counteract that creative one. So that's useful. Uses up less resources to produce food rations and alcohol. If I remember to do that. I'm going to put the morale increases when they work, I think. Because I put them all over the place and I always forget. And it's too hard to try and work out which individual preference and perk applies to them. Until they add in a thing where you go to this screen and you can middle click the button there and bring up their perk cards. It's too hard to switch between them, so I'm just going to eat it. Nathaniel prefer to work in the engineering depot? On the engineers? Nathaniel. Says he doesn't have any preference. There isn't another Nathaniel there. I need to have a quick look in here, because now... we can see, we can throw some people out. So we need to start filling... We'll put the +2s in, definitely. There we go. It's already going. And there's 3 +1s. Oh, no, there's more, because it's scrolled up again. +2, +3. These are good combat soldiers as well. It's gone blue. Haha, excellent. So, let's now start getting some drafts. And they'll all be out in time, so that's looking good. In fact, if they're all coming out in time, should I switch some nurses to the operating ward? How many are we going to have to deal with up here? Right, there's only 10 wounded in the trenches. I feel like, unless something else comes in, we are well on top of that. Someone waiting here, but he's good. Okay. I was expecting that to be far, far worse.
Battle just came in.
Report.
Our forces in the northeast and northwest from the hospital were forced to give some land to the Germans.
That means we lost access to Kashish and Oberly Forest to the east, and Les Frontaliers Forest to the west.
Morale rises. Morale is good. I like all these simplifications. Shorter rehab from high spirit. Yeah, I was thinking in the 20s or even 30s, because this is like chapter 3. But we do have 13 days of this to survive, so far, so good. And if this changes between now and then, we've got plenty of time to get people out of rehab faster. So, they are working, right? We've got medic teams, and they should work to get this cleared fairly fast. Can we see them running around with wounded soldiers? Doctor awaits new assignments. Oh, we've got some in here. Okay. Didn't see them coming. Serious, and stable. Will they survive long enough? I think so. Definitely you come out of there. Okay, doctors. Go and do your thing. And there's 2 on here as well. Chemical ward. 1 in there. Oh, and you're kind of high priority there. All right. So far, so good. High tolerance for gas poisoning. Excellent. Let's go for decreased cost. It doesn't make a big difference. Oh, I get shorter rehab, but I'll go decreased cost because resources. Oh, okay, resources have gone to shit here. Right, that's a problem then. Bullet passed through. Understood. Right, so engineers, this has got to be 24-hour shifts. I never got the pharmacy unlocked enough. It's medical supplies that are going to be the problem. And it's going to be very expensive trying to order more. However, I don't think we do. I think we can work through this on 24 hours. Because we don't have that many more people coming in. So let's see if we're going to be okay. I'd love to build something though. I don't know about the next upgrade. The fluoroscope for the surgeons would be helpful. Oh, this is unexpected. This wasn't scheduled. I'm not sure what the game's trying to tell me here. It's just thrown something at me. There's someone exhausted in the operating ward. The nurses are a problem. I can't hire any more. I can switch the shift over, though. Should we take one of them out? She's really exhausted, so she might not recover in time. So we'll take one of them out. Yeah, it might be new patients arriving. Nothing added in there yet. Infection was not so serious. body shows signs of dehydration. It's longer rehab, but we'll do that. So at the moment, it's just resources really that's a bit of a problem. I'd like to get that upgraded. We've still got 7 in the trenches. There's 5 wounded in there. It doesn't... Kind of annoys me that nothing happens transporting here, I think, until we have everyone out of the trenches. He's good. And on trauma, he's good. An infected leg. Okay, well, we can't amputate because I never did that. But a 24-hour less... Yeah, okay, more medicine. Just give him more medicine. I can afford 1. I'll give him 1 extra band-aid. Actually, I feel... I know when we had to reload the game because we lost that first battle, I feel kind of good about that because it's good to see that the game can kick your ass if you're not doing things as optimally as needs to be for the situation that's coming up. Yeah, we can't just sit back and just drift through the game. So yeah, taught me something. That's okay. And in the trenches, there's 2 in the trenches. So very soon they're going to start come hurtling back here. But the ambulances don't seem to do anything. Or do they? Someone's off to the ambulance? No. Are they? They're loading the ambulance. The ambulance is going. Okay. Would have been nice to have seen that going before, and now they're doing it by foot. So now we're going to start to see people coming in here. But the medics from here have to come and get guys out of there, which is a bit slower process. Appears the gas poisoning in the patient's body was not as severe. We can have a no, we'll just go for shortened recovery because morale is high. We don't need morale for the first time in the game. I could speed things up, I think. Right, we're absolutely fine for this. So let's spend some points here. Let's cash these in while we can. Whoops, are you going to let me do this? There we go, plus 15. That's massive. And that's before we get any of the new ones coming out. So we're going to get some upgrades in here. We can afford something right now. So let's go in. I don't think I'm going to care about the resources. Possibly. There's this one. We can't quite get that. But that decreases operation difficulty by 50%. Now that is big. There's this one as well. Increases the chance of... This is on the trauma ward, but we'll use more trauma meds for it. And the other one I was thinking of was the expensive rehab centre. But it'll rehab patients faster. Where are we losing people? I think this is what we want to do. I'm going to save up 2 more drafts, and I'm going to get the better surgery ward. It's not a big, long upgrade either, which is really nice. Although, in production... there's always stuff in production, isn't there? I don't want that, but I do want the production slots. That's semi-expensive. And what would this give us? Yeah, that's a very expensive way of getting production slots, so I don't want that one. I think I'd want that one, but it's 8. And we'll hold off on that just for the moment. Might get some of the nurses out of rehab. We have got time. We could shift them. But everything is working quite well, so I'm going to leave them there on their shift system for now. I don't feel like we have to really switch everyone around. And we've got a spare. I'll put her back in here because she likes working on here anyway. She just tires too fast. So was it a medic team? Who was exhausted? Ah, this guy. Yeah, he can come out and have a rest then. We're just doing 12-hour shifts there. Shame it's exhausting them. Oh, wait, there's still someone there? Oh, in the pharmacy as well. You can come out. That's okay. That feels like we have a stock of there, so I'll maybe leave him out. so we don't use up all the alcohol. It's the trauma meds that we need plenty of. And we have an upgrade for someone. This is one of the engineers. Decreases construction time. Works better. Uses up less resources for producing medicine supplies. I'll do that. Actually, sever Axtel. Let me... Can we... We can't come out of this now, can we? That's a shame, because I'd like to see what his preference for work would be. It doesn't say there. He's currently assigned to producing medical supplies, so he must like working in the pharmacy. So I'll give him innovative then. And high spirit. 3 doctors are waiting for new assignments. If I press the right one, it might help. So the surgeons are now like flying away. Oh, this is a tough... He's 3 stars though, so he deserves it. Terminal. How terminal is terminal? And serious. This is nice, whether they can just go straight in. And med supplies are a bit low. So this is now, everyone's out of the trenches, and we're getting people back to where they need to be. And if I have a look, then the medics, okay, the burial is fine. This bit's okay. I don't feel like we need so many in there. We're actually on top of things, believe it or not. So where do you prefer to work? No preference. As long as he's not in the cemetery is fine. I'll take you out of there and put you onto shift 2. And I'll put you in here as well. That's enough for now. I don't know whether they're needed to be in there, but for the first attack, that's gone exceedingly well. Another patient waiting for decision. He's good. He's well rested, so he can go straight onto there. Well, we got that covered. That went well. We're losing people on a long operation. Looks okay to me. Let's see. So he's good. He can go in at the end. This is starting to stack up a bit, but there's absolutely nothing we can do about it at the moment. I mean, even if I upgraded the trauma ward, we don't have the staff points to order anyone, so... Pass through bullet. But we are going to upgrade the surgery ward to make all the operations easier, I think. Who's tired? Just switch him straight out for one of these guys. There's going to be a little bit of juggling comes around about now as we try to keep this production going high. So I'm upgrade the surgery ward, upgrade the pharmacy. Those are my next 2 priorities. Let's speed this up. As soon as I press that, we've got bad news. Appears the patient suffers from pneumonia. I'd like to administer treatment for it as well, but it would require some additional supplies. Oh, it's okay. Chemical supplies we can afford, so that's fine. That was an easy operation, and patient appears to suffer from trench fever. Although death cases are rare, uncured trench fever can lead to heart failure. I'd like to request additional supplies to deal with the fever. Increased cost. It's not something we can afford, but I feel like we can probably get through this. Aha, I should maybe have looked in this first. So let's bring him in. So we're going to need definitely some more supplies here. Just bring him in to treat that serious guy as soon as supplies are available. The rest can go on the rest immediately after this to make sure he gets the next load of supplies in. And that's fine because these guys are good and we're not expecting more casualties in for a while. So There we go. Has someone just gone in? Yeah, he's being operated on. So, with that being the case, we can actually put the rests up like this. And the rest can just fit in as supplies become available, so that's fine. A little bit of micromanagement. Yeah, the ADS can probably go on 12 hours now. Good call, Alwyn. Because there's no one waiting for anything there. So we'll go down to 12 hours. Would prefer not to work in the cemetery. Doesn't have preference, so he can come out. And then... Oh. He just doesn't want to work in the cemetery. And he doesn't want to work in the cemetery. So everyone's giving me more morale, which is excellent. He looks tired out, so let's do like that. And then everyone's doing fine. We've got loads in the clearing station. The cemetery's okay. Actually, I'll put him in there, and then he's on shift 2. And then that'll get finished. Those should be fine and recover. And we should be absolutely fine. Apart from the tiredness here, the engineers are okay. Food is okay. Alcohol is fine. It's just this bit, so I do need slots for there. Actually, we've got improvements to make. So let's go for this one. Decreases operation difficulty by 50%. And we've got you two to go in there. And as we don't technically need the food, put him in because he's got some nice buffs for decreasing construction time. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. We'll get that down. 6 hours. It'll do. Got to go and get the kids from school. Oh, my days of doing that are over, thankfully. Mine are 15 and 17, so... I used to do the school run. Used to time everything around it. See you later, Jason. Damage to the patient's body is extensive but superficial. And the bad news is... additional supplies. So he's not reacting well to treatment. Chance of infection. But we have chemical supplies, so that's fine. And strong will, shorter rehab. There's no one else waiting. Everyone is stable or good. Just not enough medicine. That's the only thing. So we're just waiting for the engineers to produce as much as they can. Superficial wounds. A nurse is exhausted in the operating ward again. So we'll have to go like that. I wish there was something else we could do so they don't get exhausted on 12-hour shifts. I'm going to put him in there because I can't feel like we can... Actually, he can go in there and he can rest. He'll get 6 hours rest, so that's fine. We can't really stop producing these because I feel like these are urgent. Actually, we need... Well, I suppose when these guys come off their job there, they'll go back in here. Did we get something else? So, we got Karl Kamera. This is the German doctor that we got. So, the weird thing about starting Chapter 3 as a standalone one is it has brought all the decisions and choices and stats and perks and staff and improvements over. How that happens, I don't know, but it's obviously the game is designed to... when you unlock Chapter 3, it brings in your previous stuff. Or maybe it's just a start point in case you need to restart. I don't know. It technically wasn't a new game. It's worked anyway. So this was the guy that we did save. So he tires slower and significantly lowers the chance for complications. Significantly raises the chance for simplications. Works more efficiently. I'm going to go for this one. So he tires a little slower and lowers the chance for complications, which is good. Ooh, a crouching enemy. Scout team reached the village where the sightings of a group of men were reported last. To the scout's surprise, the villagers were really cooperative, telling them about groups of men sneaking through the southern fields. They seemed to be travelling in many separate groups, 5 to 6 men each, avoiding being spotted and taking routes that were as far from the light as possible. The commander decided to check the fields. The tracks they found there seemed to corroborate the villagers' stories. There were multiple tracks of small groups of people sneaking through the fields, all leading in the same direction. Follow the tracks. Scout. Okay, there isn't a second one, but we go to the teams. And... oh, he's on it. Right, so I don't need to change anything. That's what I wanted to check. Oh, it's his birthday just one day before yours 100 years ago. Let's see. Infection was not serious. We have high hopes. He's got dehydration. Okay, longer rehab. Oh, another one. Shorter rehab. And slow down game, because there's too much kicking on. So my pharmacy's exhausted as well. Well, we just have to take them out. There's nothing we can really do. Alcohol production is... I need to keep that going up. Although it is cheaper to buy. We do have a bit of time to build up our stocks, actually, between now and the next disaster. So, we'll just switch them out as required. It's okay. Yeah, we'll keep on with this. Although, having said that, I think I will put him in there, because I feel like this is more important than that at the moment. Got a nice save ratio there at the moment. It's nearly 3-1. We've got a nice load of drafts. Okay, if we had to order stuff, we could. Which is great news. Just the staff points. I'd love the staff points to be greater. If you have some soldiers at rehab, you can send them to reinforce the 2nd Scout unit. Can you? I don't think you can do that, can you? As far as I'm aware, that's not possible. But I might be totally wrong with that. What do we need to look at? We need to look at assignments. Warehouse summary, trains, cemetery, hire personnel. Okay, I'm just looking at the menu. I've never clicked on these menus this way before. So, personal assignment, scouts. As far as I'm aware, doesn't even say how many is in. So if I can add a scout, yeah, it's going to cost 1, so I have to order 1. So I can't now remove this. Yeah, I can. I mean, I could order 1 scout, but I have nothing for the 2nd Scout team to do, so that it'd be pointless. I can add another scout to the 1st team. But if we have a look in this, actually, we should have some people to assign. So all the +1s certainly can go. Do you think I should keep some of the +3s back for the next fight? Would that be a good idea? Then we can build it up really quickly. I can keep them in there, as long as I release them before it gets full. I mean, morale's maximum. Let's see, the bullet passed through. Understood. So this is going to dramatically increase the safety of patients in operations, which is going to be great. And everyone else is getting rest. So the surgery side is done. Actually, we can put you straight to work. You can rest afterwards. And on here, that's okay. So far, we'll just switch you 2 around, I think. And get them worked on. When's the next fight? It's not until the 30... It's on the 30th of October. It's nice that the Germans send us a message ahead of time to let us know when it's going to happen. Dear Major, we cordially invite you to attend the battle at the front line at 8 PM on the evening of the 30th. Please bring a friend and a bottle of wine. What have we got? The patient's body has a high tolerance for gas poisoning. We will administer the antidote. Oh, actually, if we give the normal dosage, we get shorter rehab. No, we'll administer the antidote, the smaller dosage, because we get decreased cost. And we can bank the rest. It's the 29th. Yeah, we've got a day. a day and a bit to build up a huge stock of these. 3 doctors awaiting new assignment. These guys came sneaking in, didn't they? Okay, well. Wasn't expecting that. I think I might just have to order some because the engineers can't produce the stuff fast enough. And 2 in the pharmacy are exhausted, but... Right, brilliant. So the operations now just got a lot quicker. I would like to go and build some more things. But my engineers, we need to switch out. So you have no preference. So can we just do it like that? And you have no preference. So those guys can rest. We've got a day. We're not going to build a... Well, we're doing 3 an hour. We're going to build 30... Actually, on a 24-hour shift, they're going to build 72 over the day, aren't they? At that rate. If they don't run out of booze, that is. Well, that's quite good news for us. We can go and do an upgrade as well, because we can assign these guys to it. So the other one that I wanted, we could do a chemical ward. It's a long build, is that? And I can't afford the resources at the moment. I think I wanted to do... Do I want to do alcohol production? Because I can buy that really cheap. I can't do that, though, can I? I can't get that. So, if I go into production, this would give me 1 extra slot for bandages. And basically for all of them. Yeah, let's improve that. I think that's a good one to do. So, let's put these chaps on. There's no rush to do it because everyone's knackered anyway. However, they'll come off the rest and help when they're better. So this will give us an extra slot for bandages. I think it's an extra slot for everything, actually. So that's fine. They clearly had a good logistics department. Let's have a look. What have we got? I don't have enough supplies to do this one. So it's going to have to be normal procedure, unfortunately. Well, I guess we can't have everything. I am hoping, actually. Yeah, okay. So on the 29th at 11:47 a.m., we're getting another 2,000 resources. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to store all this, but we are managing to spend it quite well. And there's a load of personnel coming in on the train, too. Alright, so we're going back here. I was going to go and save all these, but I think we're going to spend them now to build this up. I'll put the +2s in. If we have a stack of +3s, I'm tempted to save them. The fight's a long time away, though, isn't it? All the +2s can definitely go in. And a +1 can certainly go in. There we go. We'll release a few. Get the points. Do the upgrades where we can. Interesting. It's going a different way to what I expected. Is Chapter 3. Especially now that we've learnt the trick with the rehab. I wonder if I can afford that better rest housing. It's quite an expensive one, that one. Omit cleaning up the wound, yes. Decrease the cost. And save some time. No one's currently waiting. That's fine, they're all operating, so anything we produce now is profit. The hell was that? Did you hear that? It's pigs. I can hear pigs. That was weird. Okay, let's put this on to full speed. Yeah, we're stopping cleaning up wounds. It's fine. What was the trick with the rehab? Oh, I don't know if you were here for that. In rehab, we go to assignments. Basically, The more nurses you put into rehab, the faster patients rehab. And if they're on like 24 hours, giving a 100% effectiveness would effectively cut that down to 12, I think. It basically doubles, at 100% it would double their recovery speed, or halve their recovery time, if you like. And so if you put it onto like a 24-hour shift, boom, everyone's working at once. You get massive bonuses in there. You can only do it for short periods of time, but if you need to churn some soldiers out before a battle, it's the way to do it. So we have this coming up here. Another battle has been added to the list. We've only got 12 days to survive now, which is nice. We've got 7 soldiers to send to headquarters. Do I start putting troops back in? I think we do. I think we put the +3s back in there, and we try and get that one to turn green as well. Especially these, like, experienced combat soldiers up here. Can't move that top one. We're going to throw out the +1s to get some points. And then... Oh, hang on. That's why then. Is this actually... It's not changing that one. You can change future ones. I'm pretty sure you can. We're going to rely on the casualties from this battle then.
One of the patients recently brought to the casualty clearing station had with him a person.
Okay, we have a VIP. This is Tobias Jaden Collistar from Middlesex. A noble from a minor house in England, he is said to have become a colonel through his family connections. He chose a post in England, but was shipped to France alongside the reinforcements. According to his subordinates, he is a bureaucrat and not a very effective officer. The initial diagnosis indicates his condition is not life-threatening and only mildly annoying. The operation will take a long time. The 11-hour one. Okay. Well, he's arrived at the best possible time for this. Major Henry Wells, I'm writing you this official letter to demand your immediate intervention in the matter of my operation. My grave injury was diagnosed as not of significant danger, but it was diagnosed wrongly. I am in great pain, which prevents me from returning to my duties. As my person is indispensable in the rear supply depots near Paris, I have no other option than to strongly demand my immediate surgery so I can return to my duties as soon as possible. Baronet Tobias Jaden Collistar, Colonel of the British Expeditionary Force. Okay. Well, as it turns out, Colonel, we happen to have a slot that's just opened up, and we can fit you in right away. I'm hoping you'll give us some supplies for this. So, you can see him in that section. And these guys can come out of rest and see them. And we'll set the rest after there as well. Everyone looking good and healthy? Yep, it's looking good. The trauma ward, sorry, the chemical ward's okay. Looking good. I don't know what to do with the HQ. I'll have to... The VIP, sorry. I don't know whether to send him out. I'll have a look at his specs again. Oh, hang on. We've got more people just turned up. At least everyone's arrived in good condition. A couple of people who are going to get worse quite quickly. The 11-hour one is a long one. The rest, I think, are relatively short, so... Actually, you could do with... Oh, it's fine. It's fine. They'll get seen soon. So, we'll just move the rests. And go straight in. Just a case of getting the bloody medical supplies in place. That's the thing. Bailey Bourbeau, the surgeon. What could we give him? Morale slightly increases, performs operations faster, and tires slower. That sounds like the one. Practiced. It's one of the best for one of the doctors. That's a really good one to get. Hey, Anador. Hi, Mark, from an old World of Tanks veteran viewer of yours. Nice to see streaming on Twitch. Hey, Anador, nice to see you. I also stream on the original YouTube channel, the one that used to be known as Aging Jedi, if you remember that. So I'm still there, so you can watch us on whatever platform you prefer. How are you doing anyway? Are you still playing the dreaded World of Tanks? We're going to not clean up this guy's wounds again. Which sounds a strange thing to be calling a perk and a benefit and a bonus, but it saves us time and money. And it looks like we... Oh, hang on a sec. Are we maxed out on this? We're nearly maxed out on this, so we can put the guys straight into chemical production. He doesn't have a preference. We can put him in there, and he can actually rest. Yeah, it'll be nice when we get the extra slot for the bandages, because then we will be able to churn out, and I think we'll be able to keep pace with the demand. 4 patients in CCS now. Okay, these are really racking up. Stable and stable. And on surgery, at least they're all stable. We'll fit them in before these, because they're going to deteriorate quite fast, unfortunately. Actually, we can put you down in there as well. I need 40. I'm tempted, actually, to go and buy some. What we'll do is we'll do a quick pause. And we're going to go to improvements, because for once we actually have the points to spend. So what's going to make the difference? We're in production, and we're doing that one. The rations are okay at the moment. I don't feel like we need to do anything with rations. I was thinking about upgrading these at the end of the last one, but not now. That's just production slots, so that's a very expensive way of getting them, but we could do it. It would allow us to put more... okay. It might be the way to do it. We get an extra production slot for bandages. Oh, you're right, Kron. Yeah. That VIP did say he was stationed at the logistic depot at Paris. So, yeah, send to HQ would be the thing to do. Maybe I'll discharge him from the army. That would be funny. We don't need the food. Okay. Scouting, I'm not spending points on scouting. Oh, this was the one I wanted. 1900 to improve. Oh, but if I do that, so people get rest better, I'm immediately out of resources there. When's the next scheduled train? It's not till the 30th. It's basically 24 hours for now. I'd be going 24 hours with no resources if I did that. I don't think the opportunity is there to do that now. The patient has gonorrhea. It is not life-threatening yet, but I would like to recommend administering treatment while we still can. Yes, chop it off and wash what remains in bleach. That'll fix it. Administer gonorrhea treatment. Came in with a bullet wound. Left with a clean set of wedding tackle. Okay. Let's go back to the improvements. Yeah, Nador, I think I've got a few World of Tanks veterans in the viewership, which is it's always nice to see. It was a good start to my my YouTubing time. All right, so let's have a look at what can we do. That is... that would be Warehouse 3. It's a hell of a long build, and I don't think it's worth it. Because we get through nearly all these anyway. Increases number of trucks, which are not the ambulances. There must be something in here that I can afford now that would be awesome. Oh, there's this. This will help on the trauma ward. Decreases the time of patients' rehab by 25%. That's a nice one. That's the pharmaceutical therapy. And it's not too expensive. That's the emergency measures for rehab. That's the advanced dressing station, which leads to... Okay, so it increases the number of ambulances by 1. Which is good. And that's 10 beds in the casualty clearing station. That one... Oh, what do I need for that? Oh, I need this. This is the Rehab 3. And that was speed of rehab by 25%. Do you know what? I think this chapter is going to be about rehab. That's what I think it's going to be about. So I'm going to go for Rehab 3. Or Rehab Enhancement 2. It's expensive. Let's do it. But 25% rehab speed when the battles are coming thick and fast, I think this is going to be something to do. So the guys, they're upgrading. I just need to put one in. A sign. And that's fine. And as soon as the first one's done, we'll switch the other engineers over. Yeah, Sharp would definitely punch that VIP bureaucrat depot officer. Hey, shorter rehab. He has strong will. I have to keep checking this because sometimes people sneak in and the game doesn't let me know. He's a 3-star. He's going straight to the top of the list for treatment. And this guy is good. He's going to degrade quickly though, so he needs to go in there. I don't think you need to come out and rest. I think we'll get the first 2 through and then you can have a rest. So it's nice. This is where I enjoy the game. This is the pleasure part of it. I'm not saying the stressful stuff isn't pleasurable, because the satisfaction you get of getting through the stressful part of the game is great and well worth it. But this is where the game's just chill and giving you nice things that you can deal with. This is good. Oh, we're just gonna close the wounds, and we save some of these. And our pharmacy man's tired out. Actually, just have a look at the medics. We have a lot of people awaiting burial. How did that get to 10? I don't remember losing 10 people since we last checked in here. Unless the train's bringing a load over. He's exhausted. Yeah, switch him out. 97%. Come on, folks. Get it built. 3, 2, 1. Pause. And switch that over. So this is for the next rehab center. And we can even put the tired ones in, because they'll just come out of... Oh, actually, they'll go straight in, so that's okay. They will rest automatically in this. Are we all right for... We're all right for juice. We're all right for that. We've got someone new in this one now, so that's good. As we're okay for that, I'm going to put you into there. And we're getting 4 an hour. This increases exponentially then. Or does it? So it goes from 1.6 to 4.7. Actually, no, it doesn't. And there's a slight efficiency loss there, technically. It must just round them up or down. But it's fine. It just means we're producing more per hour. So we've got time to produce about 24 of these. Is that right? No, it's 24 times 4. We should be able to produce a lot in the day before the battle. Although we are still using them up. That sounded like someone dying somewhere. Dead people at the trench. I'm guessing that must be what it's from, yeah. There is still one deceased out there. Can't believe we got our asses so badly kicked during that first battle before we reloaded. You got yesterday a YouTube message about your channel changes, and then you heard you stream, so you'll be here around more often now. Oh, thank you very much. And you're still playing World of Tanks. Are you enjoying it? It's changed a little bit, I think, since I played. Still got the same old problems, but there's some new stuff added in. We have a level 3 and a level 1. Is that it? Okay, I'll take that. Is he really resting now? He shouldn't be, because I've got him set to rest there. He's rested. Good. Get them all out. It'd be nice, actually, if we can stay ahead on this. If we're going to use 50 resources an hour to make bandages, so that's over a... Okay, that's 1,000 a day. So yeah, we're going to need those trains coming in. We're not going to need the bigger warehouse. Ah, crouching enemy. The scouts quickly discover that the tracks lead to the nearby forest, where they stumble on an abandoned camp that seemed to have been left recently, maybe a day ago. There are the remains of multiple small campfires, trampled grass, and signs indicating that many people slept directly on the ground. The scout commander deduced that the camp must comprise between 20 and 30 people. As with the previous tracks, there were new ones leading away from the camp. They seemed to have a similar pattern. The group divided into 5 to 6 men parties and departed, probably within small intervals of time, using slightly different routes. Okay, I think what the game was going to tell me next was, yeah, this. So I can go to evacuating villages. French forces evacuating villages near the front line. The scouts have been asked to help, or crouching enemy hidden forces. Scout team follows tracks left by a group of men that left the abandoned camp. This looks like it goes to an end here, so assign them to that. And hopefully that's the end of that storyline. I hope. Can I order a scout? No, we're maxed out. And I can't do it. Something went slightly wrong with the scout that died. Because you had 2 in the team originally. I created another team. I hired a scout to go in it. And then it seems to have maxed out. Oh, I don't know. The scouting's the weakest part of this game, I think. Yep, decreased cost, thank you. World of Tanks, same shit, different day. You're in a nice friendly clan now, so it's nice to platoon. It's all about, those sort of games are all about the community. If you get in with a good bunch, it's fine. If the only people you have any contact with are the randoms in battles, not so much. But I gather that it's better than it was, because you can now just block and you just don't see as much ridiculous chat. Shorter rehab. This guy is high spirit. Thank you very much. I will take that. Everyone's good there. Is everyone good in the clearing station? Sorry, the rehab center. We are loading +2s into this. We're trying to get... Nice. So it is changing. I'll put all the +2s in there, because for the time being, we have all that we can cope with. And I'll put a little +1 in there, just to keep the cash coming in. I could just reinforce the second scout team with a soldier that's still at rehab. You can't do that, Kron. You can't send someone from rehab to the scout team. I'm in rehab now. There's no option to do it. Alright, see you later, Phipps. Your son and his clan are going for a raid. Okay, have fun. Playing World of Warships? This said you would like to see a Let's Plays Arms Trade Tycoon. Arms Trade Tycoon. I think I would probably enjoy that. Haven't played it. I do like those sort of business games, though. Who was tired? Put my proper medical staff in there. She can rest up. So the rehab station's doing really well. We're getting people churned out fast. Check the scout menu first. You mean this one? You got the options to add. So if I go to the next team, see it's currently listed as 0 scouts in there. And this one's got 2 out of a possible 6. So I can't add anything in there. But if I go to assignments here, you've got scouts. I can add a scout, but what it does is it costs staff. I know I've only got 1, so I could do it. I'll do it, because I'm not particularly intent on saving those, so I will... No, I won't. I'll remove it for now, because these guys might be done in 5 hours, and I don't know if that quest continues or not, in which case you'll have nowhere else to go, so... but that's the only way I seem to be able to do it. And I don't know. I'd say something went strange and wrong. I added dogs to them, but the quest bugged. So I chose an option in the quest yesterday to attack some enemy troops with the scout team. There was no outcome of it. It just went gone. The scout team vanished, but there was nothing to tell me they'd failed or been killed or anything like that. And it didn't update the population requirements either. Not there. There's nothing to do in the scout camp. In the scout camp, there's nothing I can change in there, sadly. There's a game called Arms Trade Tycoon in early development. I thought that there's one been out a while, though. You're looking forward to early access Enshrouded. What's Enshrouded? Haven't heard of that one. Saw a new version of Port of Call. What's that? I've not heard of that either. Right. Right, let's have a look. Shorter rehab, a strong will. I like these trauma patients coming through. HQ has decided to mount a great push on other parts of the front in an effort to break the German defence line. We were able to send them a platoon of soldiers. Oh, is that because I sent troops over? Excellent. I'm hoping that's worked out in my favour then. Right, that's looking good. We're producing the supplies. The battle is coming, and something's gone wrong here. He's got molten foreign material in his burns, which is brutal. It's only 43 minutes extra, though. Engineers are busy. I'll save these for the time being, then. Someone died during operation. Shorter rehab, because it seems all the burns caused by gas are superficial. You can see when there's a change of shift, can't you? Everyone suddenly goes running back. Right, what do you have? You are the trauma specialist. What was this? Did I see something about the Boer War? No? Oh yes, he sees and appreciates the progress that's been made in medicine since the Boer Wars. So, performs operations faster and tires slower. That's really good. Yeah, I think that's the best option. Just operations faster. I'll take that. I'd love to see what difference it makes in practice, but... engineer. Yeah, we'll keep that topped up. I would love to get that warehouse built. I can't see it happening now unless there's a train full of supplies about to come in. And we're already maxed out. Just turn that down a bit. The game's running away with me and I can't read chat. Enshrouded is a new survival game. Ah, okay. And Protocol is about managing your shipping fleet. Oh, okay. That might be interesting to play. I remember a game called... Now, this is going back to the 90s. Patrician. There's been about 6 or 7 of them, I think. And that was... The original one was about setting up a trading fleet in the, like, Renaissance era. And I didn't play it. But it was one of those that I always wanted to get. And I never got around to ordering it. And some of those trading games are just nice and chill. German covert forces. Following the tracks left by the group of men sneaking in the night, the scouts find their newest camp. Just as it was with the previous one, there were many small campfires with small fires that barely gave off any light or glow. There were groups of men sitting, laying or sleeping directly on the ground around the campfires. They appeared to have no weapons, only some of them had small packs, probably with supplies or clothes. They were all wearing German military uniforms and seemed to be from a single unit. There was also a single man walking from fire to fire, talking to the German soldiers, and from the looks of it, trying to keep their morale up. The markings on his uniform indicated he was an officer equivalent to a British second lieutenant. Hide to gather more information. The scouts quickly see that the Germans don't appear to be very disciplined or in high spirits. Most of them look like they're only just holding it together, and only the presence of the officer was keeping the group together. They looked at the German officer with nearly desperate hope in their eyes. One of the scouts also noticed that they appeared to be fairly starved, and that their rations were small at best. Their clothing also appeared to be fairly dirty, even ragged. Further observation revealed that the Germans did not have any weapons with them besides 2 rifles and the officer's handgun. Follow the group of German soldiers to their next camp. This is getting interesting. Oh, this is bad news. Okay, you've got to come out, sadly. And I think priority is for these, so I'll put you in. It's not long before this is freed up. In fact, it's 4 hours. That's good news. And this is... Oh, that was a bonus for sending the soldiers to HQ, wasn't it? So we've now got some of these. Could always do with a nurse, but I can't afford them. I don't know if I can do anything, actually. I could have 2 engineers. I could have 1 engineer. That might be the difference, you know. Give us an engineer. I'll order 1. Because when we get to the next battle, that will be useful. For production, I mean. High spirit again. And the gas burns were superficial. Next, excellent. So we should have a good stock of people building up in here. +3s go in to turn this blue. And they're getting there quite nicely. The +2s can go in as well. So at the moment, I'm not sure if I want to build anything else with the resources that I've got. They could be deserters, those Germans. They could be people... Well, they would be deserters, and yeah, if they're trying to find a way to surrender to the British. And at this stage of the war, there would have been groups doing that, because I think the Germans at this point... It's not like they were a beaten army, certainly, but they were starting to really suffer from lack of supply. Certainly the civilians back in Germany were. Starvation was definitely a thing back at home, due to the naval blockade, and just couldn't produce enough food. We have a not serious infection, but he's dehydrated and emaciated. So, yep, schedule longer recovery. Excellent. We'll put you straight in to there. We have a bit of a stock for this. This is good. This is good. And that's fine. We're on top of things. And these are quick operations too, which I like to see. Yeah, I heard about the trailer for Frostpunk 2 yesterday. In fact, I watched it last night after the stream. And do you know what? The only vibe I got from it was that it's going to be really stressful to play. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to... I don't know if I want that. This is nice. We can get rid of the terrible reckless trait. We definitely get rid of that. Let's get rid of reckless. So we've got rid of a negative trait there. I'm saving the game. I should have saved it before, in case it crashed, but I'm saving it now. So that is now baked out of my game going forwards. Even if we have to reload, we don't have a reckless nurse anymore. We have severe burns, but his body is already healing. And the other person has symptoms of infection and blood in the urine. You fear his kidneys may be damaged. So a longer operation. But the operation times aren't too bad at all for those. Yeah, it was interesting. The end, or the last bit of World War One, sort of the second half of 1918, it's probably the bit that's not as well studied, or at least taught, because the battles changed dramatically then, and like the Allies were able to make quite the breakthrough on the Western Front, and the combat actually started becoming more mobile as the German armies collapsed and their supplies collapsed. But it's not the bit that we hear a lot about. And they started using tanks properly, and they knew how to use them. Yeah, they started to make a difference. And so did the aircraft as well by that point. I guess they learned so much about new warfare styles and tactics and equipment from 1914 onwards that eventually they figured out how to put it all together. Okay, so let's see. We need another 24 soldiers going to HQ, which I'm pretty sure we can do. Nice. The engineers, these are all fixed. So, we can... I'm going to put 3 fresh ones in there. Doesn't have any preference. Actually, is there anyone that wants to work in the pharmacy? No. Nobody really cares. We better start producing some of these. Alcohol is currently okay. That's 96%. Excellent. I'm looking forward to that one coming out. I'm going to put someone in there. So we have somebody working. Yeah, it's looking good. We are using all the resources that turn up to us now. So I don't need to worry about the warehouse. For the time being. We got the extra rehab thing. We have 9... Ah, hang on now. Let me just see. Because can we afford this? We need 11 drafts. But increases rehab speed by 25%. Which is huge. And I think we're going to go for that. And that one That one finally allows us to have an 8-hour shift. That is definitely not a priority thing. So I do need some more of these. Oh, the VIP goes to HQ, doesn't he? He can only go to HQ, so that's fine. The +1s are going in there. And the +2 is going in there. It's not quite turning that one, but we have time for that, so that's okay. So we will get enough to do the upgrade, which is nice. Severe burns, but he's healing himself. Excellent. This is currently clear. We're on top of things. We're going to have a nice load of rested surgeons for when the battle comes in. Yeah, if anyone hasn't already seen it, and I'm sure most of you guys have, but go and check out the Great War channel on YouTube. It's hosted by Indy Nidell. And they started this in 2014. And they started doing... Because it was coming up to the centenary of the First World War. I think it was 2014. And they started doing World War I week by week. So every week there'd be a video of what went on in everything World War I related that week. And they were absolutely fascinating. Like, there was loads of information in there when it came to the Eastern Front that I didn't know anywhere near as much about, because that side is not taught as much over here. And loads of stuff in Africa. It was just really, really fascinating. And it was presented in such an entertaining way. It wasn't like a dry, boring history thing. So that's the Great War channel. And then when they finished that project, they started the World War II channel. And they did kind of the same thing. And they are all the way through to about 1940. Well, it must be 1945 now. Yeah, because they basically take the week as it is today. So in the middle of January, 70 some years ago, whatever it is, and it's fascinating stuff. Do I have a magic fairy filling up my glass of water? It's a bottomless pint glass, but it only works with water. It doesn't work with beer, unfortunately. It's magic, yeah. Seems unfortunately the bullet stopped on a bone. Or fortunately the bullet stopped on a bone. Shorter operation. That would hurt, wouldn't it? I mean, just being shot in general. But having something whacking a bone at that pace. Unless you were at such a long range, it was more like a spent bullet and you got lucky. So, what have we got here? This is Frank Carter, the engineer, who's already sarcastic. Works significantly better when working with others. Decreases construction time. Eats once every 2 days. If I have more of those, then I don't need to worry about rations so much. Tires significantly slower and working slowly. I'm going to put works significantly better when working with others. Although it's sarcastic. It'd be nice to get rid of that. I do have a few people on that, which is nice. Scout is doing nothing. Let's take a look at this. Oh, I need to do this first. He can work better when working with others. The Scout is doing nothing. Oh, screw this scouting system. I told him to go and follow the next thing, and he should have done that from that mission screen that came up, rather than have to go in that. No, don't worry, Cron. I appreciate you telling me about it, because I would have left it. I thought they'd already gone to the next one. And here's the weird thing. Sometimes they do automatically go on to the next stage of that mission when you select it from that mission report screen. And then sometimes they don't. But the scouting system in this, everything from the way this screen works to how it's handled in the trucks and the depots, could really do with a massive improvement and a bit of an overhaul. Even such silly things as trying to hold your mouse pointer over that. Look. You put your mouse pointer on it, the background moves to the mouse pointer's no longer on it, and the pop-up disappears. It's infuriating. It's not me moving the mouse. Look, no hands. That is infuriating as you're trying to read it. It's yeah. I don't know. I feel like this was thrown in, and it hasn't had the development time that the rest of the game has. And it's a shame, because it spoils the game, I think, The rest of the game is good, and just the stability needs to be improved. But generally I like it, but it's the scouting thing that's annoyed me the most. Night's round. How am I enjoying the game? I am, generally. I think it's really good, but I do think it needs a few fixes and patches. The scouting side of it's the weakest, in my opinion. And the rest of it's good. It just needs stability fixes, because we have had a few problems and bugs. But overall, I've really enjoyed it. And what it's becoming apparent is that you can't, or I don't think you can improve everything. So, for replay value, if you play through it a second time, you could try doing a different strategy and see if that works out better. I am thinking about replay value. Someone said there was DLC available for this. Or there maybe is DLC already available for this. Which I suppose adds to it. But yeah, it'd be nice if there's a bit more... If on subsequent playthroughs there's some more random events and different events. That'd be good.
Sir, we have received a dispatch concerning one of the patients who was recently brought in by...
Okay, so we've got a VIP. This is Clive Staples Lewis from Lincolnshire. An officer was hit by an artillery shell in April this year. His state deteriorated multiple times during his recovery. As his hospital was evacuated recently, he was sent here to finish his recovery and rehabilitation. There are some indications of gaining mental trauma due to multiple infections and difficulties with his wounds. Okay. I'm to inform you that HQ is sending you one Second Lieutenant Clive S. Lewis. His state is not life-threatening as he is recovering in a nearby hospital for officers. Due to the evacuation of the facility, however, we are forced to send him to you. We would be obliged if you would perform a thorough checkup of Second Lieutenant Lewis and allow him to return to health in your hospital. There's absolutely nothing saying what they want me to do with him after that. So maybe we're free to choose. It's quite a short operation on this guy. And it's not terribly urgent, so... The other guy is probably more urgent. So we'll do it like that. But the VIPs should be seen to quickly. It's to our benefit. Right, so alcohol production is going down. We are on 7:14 AM on October the 30th. And the next load of supplies are coming in at 11:46. So, yeah, we are using an entire day's worth of supplies. I mean, we are building a bit as well, to be fair. But the engineers are chugging away through those supplies. And they are getting them back up to what they needed for the battle. So that's good. I think we can stay on top of that. We've got an exhausted medic. Oh, he's going off shift in 12 minutes. So, I'll leave him there. Yeah, he's fine there. Do I have anyone who wants to work in the cemetery? I don't think I have. Nope, that's fine. That's fine. It's okay, we can leave him. I could get this done, couldn't I? Let's get this done. Because we don't need all these people over here. So let's try and get a huge amount. You can come off there. I'll put you on to 24 hours. And I'll put these on 12-hour shifts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put you onto there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's work through that and try and get 17 bodies buried. I don't think it matters. And we'll shift them all back over when the fight starts. Back to 12-hour shifts. For the engineers, I could do that for the engineers, actually. Yeah, go on then. There's no need for us to really punish these guys, is there? I'll take the tired ones out. And we'll put the... There must be some that want to work in the pharmacy here. No? Okay, so let's put those 3 in there. For the other 2, we will... Yeah, okay, we can do that. And then... Actually... Yeah, that's fine. We'll keep them on that. We'll probably rejig it when the fight starts, and we'll keep some spares. And alcohol production is okay, but I'll put someone in on the second shift. Tired one is resting. Yeah, that's okay. That works fine. Okay, that gives us 2 spare to mess around with. Yeah, we don't want to run out of resources. Not that it really matters, because that's just for building with at the moment. As long as these numbers match up and we have a good stock of all the supplies. I need a bath. It will do the way we've been working them. So let's go and have a look in here again. The +3s, we need to get that to blue. It's gone blue. It's spending time. So we're actually, our engineer, we're going to change this straight away. Go to improvements. What we can do now is get the... Oh, I can't do it because I need the resources. That's fine then. When the next train comes in a few hours, we're going to build the TB vaccine. It's going to be awesome. Sent the VIP to HQ? Yeah, I think so. I don't think he wants to go to the front. So we'll probably say... It might be one of those that we don't get a choice on. It just lets us put him in one of the boxes. The group of German soldiers seem to be moving in the general direction of Paris and away from the front line. They also seem to be avoiding any major roads or villages. Their rations are low, as most of them had sunken cheeks and showed signs of starvation. They seem more like a ragtag squad of refugees or deserters than an elite fighting force. They had nearly no weapons, and from what the scouts gathered, they probably did not even have bullets for the ones they had. I'm going to approach the group. When the scouts revealed themselves to the group, there was confusion and a bit of fear in the Germans at first. Then the German officer steps in front of his men. In broken French, the officer tries to explain that their unit deserted and is trying to reach British HQ to surrender. Finishing up, the officer takes out his gun and gives it to the scout commander, telling him he gives himself and his unit up to the scout's custody. Understood. Scout team will escort the prisoners to HQ, and we will get 8 drafts and 2 staff rewards for finishing the mission. Understood. So, 21 hours. Off they go. Cemetery is understaffed. No, they're not. That is an outright lie. It's maximum staffed. I don't know what the game is on. Let's have a look. So at the moment it's fine. I'm just going to leave these guys in reserve. These are fine, waiting for operations. Is there more? Nope. They're all rested. They're doing their thing. They're rested. So who's waiting for an operation? Oh, they're just the 5 in trauma. I see. There's a chance that nothing bad is going to happen. I shouldn't have said that. I really shouldn't have said that. Come on, train. Any minute now. 1 patience. So someone did come in. Again with the trauma ward. Shall we bring him out for a rest? We'll do 1. If I do that, are you exhausted? No, he can do that. That's fine. And we've got 1 that's good to go here. Yeah, famous last words, eh? There's a lot of shell shock. And it's a slower one to treat as well. Or the way the game handles it, it is. Obviously, in reality, it can take months and years to treat. But back in these days, they just didn't understand it at all. Well, that's probably not true. There'll be some people who probably understood it. But the overall attitude towards it was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with them. Give them a stiff drink and a pat on the back and just get them back to the front line. Which, obviously, as we know now, does not work with PTSD. Or tell them to pull themselves together. That would be another one that was probably often said. So, we have a nurse levelling up. Tyres significantly slower. Others working with them tire less. Eats once every 2 days. I don't think we want to switch any of those out. Works better when working with others. I think I'll just leave it. She's fine. I think she's fine. Although, friendly, others working with them tire less. That would swap it for... Exchange for... Oh, I don't know which one, because there's 2. I think it's the warm, but it doesn't say. And if it swaps it for the ambitious, I'd be really annoyed. I'm just going to do nothing on that one. Feeling to request the devs add crematorium to the game is getting more and more prevalent as the stream goes on. It's got to deal with them bodies somehow. Operation was easy. That's better. If it was Frostpunk, we could eat him. Oh, what's this? I haven't seen this. When did that come in? Let's save the game here. 337. HQ has requested us to send them trauma medicine supplies. Ooh, not trauma. As they're experiencing shipment delays. They will send us some staff. Oh, it's only 6. We can afford that. And we gain 2 staff points. Yeah, let's do it. Because that is something we can afford. Oh, we've got these coming. Excellent. Engineer. Quick. Engineer. Get me the rehab center. This increases speed of rehab by 25%. Improves. That's an expensive one. In the staff lodging. It's going to be good, though. We have 53 of those, so we can take 1 person off that. And trauma supplies are going to be needed. This is in 5 hours. Let's assign that for now, and then let's have another little look at this. Oh, we had 3 people working these over. I think we're about to go back to 24-hour shifts here. Alcohol numbers, we need to do that. I'll leave it. It's slow. It is slow production. Our slow use of trauma, so we'll maybe just leave that for a bit. Yep, so we're upgrading. We're going to get really fast rehab, which is going to be excellent. Support for HQ. We need to send a load of soldiers back. Let's see what it's looking like in there at the moment. The +1s can definitely go. We're doing good ratios this time. 3 guys came in, so let's put them straight to work. I should send them off. Are they actually operating on that? Yeah, they go straight in. That's good. Two new patients have come in. And on the chemical ward, well, nice. We're coping. Oh God. These guys have leveled up in the cemetery. So what have we got? We've got Norman Head. Tires slower. They work better at the cemetery. Others working with them perform better. Oh. Is it 5:30 already? Oh God. I've got archery practice tonight, or archery training. I should... I'll need to get wound up here. Maybe just before the battle comes in. 3 hours just flies by in this game. It's good. It is good. It has problems, but it is good. I've enjoyed it all the way through. So works more efficiently, is not affected by negative traits. That sounds really, really good. Yeah, take that one. And on these guys, dependable, dead serious. Morale slightly increases when they work. Or morale slightly increases when they work. Can I get rid of that impulsive? Yes, I can. That gets rid of impulsive. Tires slightly less is nice, but they perform better at ADS. Or work slightly less efficiently. If I don't put them in ADS, that doesn't matter. Oh, well, that won't matter. But tires slightly less, works less efficiently. I don't know. I don't know. I'll do it. I'll do it. Tiring less isn't a major thing. Shorter rehab. Because it just makes them the same as any of the others, doesn't it? That's okay at the moment. Archery training? Yeah, I've been an archer since 2006, I think I started. And then progressed up the ranks, shot for England and Great Britain. Retired in 2013. And tried to get back into it a few years ago when my daughter decided to take it up seriously. But I've got long-term injury because just overuse. And that isn't going to heal up. It's just, it only affects me doing archery. It's just painful. It doesn't affect me doing anything else at all, really. Long story behind that. Yeah, it means that when I'm and it's just sort of healed up from its last attempt for me to sort of train through it 3 months ago. And so I now have to learn to shoot left-handed, which I can do, because I used to do it with an old wooden longbow. But, yeah, it's going to be a new challenge. And it will be a challenge, trying to learn to do everything with the wrong eye and the wrong hand. But it will be doable, because I know people who've done it. So yeah, it was good fun. It is good fun. Let's see, is there anything else I need to do here? I think that's sorted for now. We've got the engineers doing their thing. In the rehab centre, that's okay. I don't think there's anything I have to alter. So let's... The battle's about to start. I'll tell you what we can do before the battle starts. We can actually prepare for this. For once. So, wow, we really did. We worked double shifts and we got those guys buried. Let's pull them out. We're going to put them all into the advanced dressing station, I think. Apart from the ones who don't want to work in it. And then, as there's only one, we can leave 2 in here. There are 2 people who will want to work in the cemetery. I think. Would prefer not to work in the cemetery. But they're exhausted, so let's pull them out. Doesn't want to work in there. You can go in there. You can go in there. Doesn't have a preference. You can go in there. And we've got one more. We can leave these 2. Actually, if they don't have a preference... Can't remember what we upgraded him to. They're going to be working 24 hours. And I guess I can put him back in... No, I'll put him in here. And then we've got 3 on, 2 off at the moment. We'll probably switch to 24 hours when the fighting comes. And then switch them around as that takes place. So, we will actually be prepared for the battle for the first time ever. Hey, thanks, Con. Good luck. You can use your left hand for some things. It's quite odd. Yeah, well, because I used to shoot like Olympic recurve style, and I wanted to take up old-fashioned English longbow just for fun, as a bit of a change, but I didn't want it to mess with the technique or me to learn different habits that would mess up my recurve style, because I think by that point, I think I was already sort of nationally competitive by that point. Maybe not then. But anyway, so I decided to shoot the old longbow left-handed, which was fine. I could do that, but it's, I don't know. I didn't do a lot of it because I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought. But yeah, trying to switch to the recurve style left-handed, I think it's going to take a little bit more effort and training. It's not quite like starting again, but it's going to take time. So I think we're at a good point there to leave things. Yeah, okay, we're prepared. We're about to have a major fight. Let's save the game. Not load the game. That would be a major disaster. Save. And let's put another save in just in case anything corrupts. So I wouldn't put it past things. Right, folks. I am going to disappear and go and get ready and get sorted out. Let me see if I can drop some links. That'll work in Twitch. Oh, that might work. There we go. Wow. Okay, so my Elgato Stream Deck, which hasn't worked for months, suddenly decided to work on YouTube chat as well. I have Discord, or we have a Discord server for the channel. Then go ahead and join. If you're a Twitch subscriber or YouTube member, make sure you link your accounts and you'll get access to the specific channel in there. But also we've got like an archery channel, there's a food channel, there's pets, there's all sorts of stuff, and talking about games and things. So go and see me in there if you like. Tom, are you streaming later? Are you doing Baldur's Gate tonight? Folks, if I'm sure you will like Baldur's Gate 3. It's... Oh, God, what's happened there? My chat went crazy. So let me drop a link in here as well. The voice of Todd is... Oh, you're on the voice of Todd, not the Todd Plays Games channel. Hang on, let me get that one. That should be in there somewhere. I can't find it. I was going to drop a link to your Baldur's Gate 3 stream, but it's... you can do it. You're a mod. You're a big bad mod. You can drop the link in there. Folks, if you like Baldur's Gate 3, go and follow the voice of Todd on his Todd Plays Games channel. He's confused me now by signing in on a different account. Anyway, folks, I will be back tomorrow afternoon. We'll do some more of this. We'll bash on through Chapter 3. How long have we got left on it? October the 30th. We've got 11 days, so I suspect there'll be 2 more streams in this. And maybe more. We'll see how it goes. And we shall see you tomorrow. Have a great night, and I'll catch you then.